When it comes to the actual global spiritual awakening, you know, it is so much going on out there. It's just becoming absolutely unbelievable. The world is literally turning upside down in front of our very own eyes. And it is not nice, it is not pretty, and it's designed in such a way where lots of people just get completely confused to the point to just like basically where people just decide to step back and just follow the whole situation. It's just what I mentioned last time, to follow this whole situation and just pray to God that something is going to change. Just pray to God that something is going to happen. Just pray to God that our governments are actually going to do something for us, for the people, that governments are actually going to work for the people. It's how it should be. The governments should work for their own people, but what's happening around the world, the governments are not working for their own people. The governments are working directly against their own people. And the pure example, the most beautiful example at the moment, as I mentioned last time, it's in the United Kingdom. What's happening at the moment, what's happening right now, is they're not letting the United Kingdom to come out of the European Union. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ludicrous. This is absolutely destroying democracy. Democracy is basically when people voted for this like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, people voted to leave the European Union. People voted for Brexit, and this is not happening. It's not happening, and it's not happening because they're trying to prevent desperately the United Kingdom to leave the European Union. The reason why they're trying to prevent it desperately, the elites are trying to do this desperately, it's because it's going to mess up their plans, and the United Kingdom is not going to make the certain amount of money that is just going to support the European Union and things like that. So this is what the problem is. This is where the problem is, because people in the UK have got a right to vote, and people voted to leave, and this is not happening, and they're coming back with all sorts of ridiculous nonsense, like they're trying to tell people, they're trying to say people, they're trying to make people believe, they're trying to confuse people, to make them believe that basically, oh no, you did not vote for this, or you did not vote for that, just get out of here and move on with this nonsense. People of the United Kingdom have voted for the actual Brexit, and it's not happening, and this is what people want, this is what people expect, and this is why people are hoping, having a little bit of hope right now when it comes to the actual the 31st of October, because the United Kingdom is meant to come out of the European Union on the 31st of October, but of course that they are complaining, they're going to try to do absolutely everything and anything that's in their power to try to overturn Brexit, to try to stop Brexit, and if that happens, it's going to become really dangerous and really, really scary indeed, because the vote of the people's vote was not respected, and this is where the problem is, and this is why am I saying that this is just getting like a little bit ridiculous time right now at the moment, and this is why people like normal people, genuine people, are really fed up with the whole this situation in the UK. People know exactly what's happening. People are getting to the point that they're just really, really bored, and it's draining people energy, and it's messing up with people's lives, and it's just not allowing people to move on, because this is literally, people, my beautiful people, this is the fight in between good and evil. The United Kingdom is perfectly allowed to have a vote. The United Kingdom is perfectly allowed to come out of the European Union if they want to, but the European Union is not allowing them. You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? And the reason why I said this, the reason why I started with this reading is because when it comes to the actual mind control, because lots of people are wondering, oh my God, like nothing is happening, nobody's doing anything, like, oh my God, aren't you gonna fight? Aren't you gonna this? Aren't you gonna that? Do you know, but the problem is that it's a mind control. The normal people are afraid. The normal people are afraid for their jobs. The normal people are afraid for their lives. The normal people are afraid to say things. The normal people are afraid to say how they feel, because the normal people are going to be branded racist. The normal people are going to be branded like far right. The normal people are going to be branded like a white nationalist nonsense, and the nonsense, these stupid idiots, these idiots that are trying to do this right now at the moment are so evil, they're so terrible, they're so low energy, they're so bad. What they're trying to do is to prevent and stop every single argument, like a complete common sense. When you say something that is a complete common sense, something about your own country, something about being patriotic, something about your own people, your own country, you know. And when you say something like that, when you say a complete nonsense, you know, the whole world is literally getting invaded as we speak. The whole bloody world is getting invaded, and they're still coming up with this nonsense story. Oh no, they're refugees. There are no bloody refugees. If you really think that these people are refugees, you need to go and check your head out, because at this point you really should realize, and every single person should realize, that the world is literally getting invaded. What are they trying to do? What are they trying to achieve? How far this is going to go? The people who are protecting their own countries in the world, there are few of them. They are amazing. They are literally amazing. The certain people who are protecting their own countries in the world, like Poland, for example, they've been absolutely brilliant. You see, this is absolutely fantastic, and that should be an example for everybody. They want to protect their own country, they want to protect their own culture, and that's exactly what they are doing. But what is going to happen later on with the rest of the world? You see, this is when it gets really dangerous. How far things are going to go? What are these people planning to do? What are they exactly going to do? Yes, exactly. It's getting very, very scary, and it's getting to the point when people are very much so people know what's going on, people know what's happening, but it's getting to the point where people are kind of very placid about things. People are really hoping that their governments are going to work for them, but that's the problem, my gorgeous people, that the governments around the world have turned their back at us. It is not even like them being scared, like, oh no, they've got the balls to do this, they've got the balls to do that. It's not even about that anymore. It's about the nasty people who have been bought out. The people have been paid by the foreign people, by the foreign power, by the people who are behind all this, who are trying to destroy the world as it is, who are trying to destroy everything, who are trying to destroy absolutely everybody, and it's nothing to do with the world. And these people are absolutely ridiculous. And this is when it comes to the actual mind control. What I was saying, it is that people are decided to step back, and people, just normal people, are hoping that the things are going to change. And where the mind control comes through, what's very, very strong at the moment, and it's just like basically to do, I said this with the chemtrails. Chemtrails are just so dangerous, it's unbelievable. But another thing that I wanted to say indeed was the actual soya. Soya products are so bad, and you should avoid at all costs. Soya products are really bad, they're really dangerous, they're genetically modified, and there is just so much more to do with the soya. Soya is not just soya. It is unbelievable what they do. Check almost every single ingredient. I spoke about this before, but this is important, and I will say why. Because this is making us a little bit thick. This is dumping people out. This is not only making people like a kind of like a men are becoming like a bit more feminine. Lots of men are becoming really feminine, and this is not only about that, you know, it's just all about this like crazy, ridiculous chemically induced hormones. It's about the fact that the soya, it's actually meant to like give you lots of protein and things like that. But what this soya, this vile, evil soya that it's on the market, that it's in every single product almost, like it's ridiculous. It's actually preventing the actual protein from being absorbed within the body. So that it's doing exactly opposite of what it's meant to be doing. It's actually blocking the protein from being absorbed by the body. This is what soya does, amongst other things that soya is actually doing is dumbing us out. It's making people a little bit thick. It's making people a little bit slow. It's making people not to realize exactly what is going on, but it's also like a calming people down to the point where this calmness is like becoming completely abnormal, especially when it comes to the certain things, and especially when it comes to the certain issues. So they are using soya a lot to actually control the people. I know It sounds absolutely crazy. I know it sounds absolutely mental, but this is why you see that the things are not happening. On one side, you've got like this bunch of men who are like completely becoming more and more feminine, you know, like feminized, like this is all done by the actual order. This is all done on purpose. I've got nothing against the feminine men, for goodness sake. I'm just saying that what they're trying to do, it is not normal. They were not born like that. They became feminine later on, and the reason why it's also this a lot to do with the soya. Believe me or not, it's making people feminine. It's making men feminine, and this is exactly what they want. Because if it comes to the time that the actual men needs to fight, they're going to be worrying about plucking their eyebrows. They're going to be worrying about shaving their legs. They're going to be worrying about like shaving their chest, shaving their armpits. You know what I mean? Like putting a little bit of pink on their face. You know, this is what the problem is, and this is what they're doing. It's very clever, but it's very evil, and it's very devilish. And on another hand, what else is soya going to do? Sorry, as I said, it's going to block people's perceptions. It's going to block the way people view things. It's going to block the way people understand things. Not as such, but it's just going to go to the certain point where people are not going to react in the normal way. So it's making people like to be different. It's making people to react in a different way. So therefore, when some kind of situation is going on in the world like this right now, when it's becoming really dangerous and everybody's being affected by this, the world vibration is just becoming more like more significant and more vibrant every single day. And that's why the people are just kind of like not reacting to this in a normal way, because believe me or not, soya is one of the things that is actually controlling people, apart from the water and fluoride, apart from the actual chemtrails. And another thing I wanted to say to you, and I want you to know, that the coffee that you drink every single morning, it's not what you think that it is. Coffee is very dangerous. Now, what they have done is basically they decide that this evil, low vibration, devilish people who are behind the scene, who are controlling so much, it's unbelievable. It's getting really scary. So what they do is they're using like basically coffee, and you think that the coffee is normal, like, oh, it's great, you know, the whole world went on this particular coffee because people used to use and drink a lot of the actual like a Turkish coffee, like, or like a Italian coffee. It's like a very really freshly ground coffee. They call it like a Turkish coffee, and it's like people drink it around the Mediterranean. They're drinking it in Italy, you know, they're drinking it like in Greece, you know, they're also like having Greece, their own like a Greek coffee, which is like a freshly ground coffee, and it's really nice actually. And on another hand, you see like now they're drinking like a lot like this instant coffee. People like around the world are drinking this instant coffee, like a Nescafe, like this one, like that one. Now, as more as the famous coffee brand is, the most dangerous coffee is. Okay, so you've got like these brands, you know, that are particularly like ridiculously important, ridiculously like a popular, and you get that instant coffee, right? You just boil your little water with the fluoride. Inside is a fluoride, but what they don't say is like when you boil water with the fluoride, which is in every single water, basically it becomes even more concentrated. You see what they are doing to us? You boil water, and the actual fluoride in the water becomes even more concentrated when you actually boil it. But anyway, that's just crazy. That's just the way they do things, yeah, just to make sure that they're in literally everything. So basically, yeah, so what you do is like when you boil a coffee, you boil a water, you take an instant coffee, you put like a couple of teaspoons like in a mug, let's say, you mix it up, and you put a little bit of milk, and you drink it, and that's it. You just make it nice, make it quickly, make it really quick. But the problem is that the coffee is not what you think that it is. The coffee is not. The ingredients in the actual coffee, this free-dried coffee and all this chemically designed coffee is just so dangerous. You have no idea, and this is the way they're controlling us. Wake up and smell the coffee. It's the way they're controlling us. It's by basically we drink coffee, and that particular coffee, it's not only coffee in the actual ingredients. There is so much in the actual ingredients of the freeze-dried coffee. It contains all sorts of things. It contains all sorts of chemicals. They're not even saying on the ingredients what the coffee actually contains. They are liars, because the coffee is actually full of ingredients. And you look at the ingredients, and all what it says is like a freeze-dried coffee. Yeah, right. You know, it's full of ingredients. It's full of sugar, it's full of soya, it's got all sorts of things in the coffee that are hidden ingredients. Yes, my gorgeous people, this is the pure truth, and that's how they're controlling people, through coffee, with the coffee, because the coffee, it's not just the coffee, it's just something that it's also like a slowing people down, it's making people really unwell, and it's also contributing to the actual obesity. It's making people obese. There are lots of people that are like training on like daily basis, but they can't get rid of their belly. They're still like maybe a little bit overweight, and people can't understand what's going on, and people can't understand what's happening because they are giving us rubbish to eat, because we are eating rubbish. The food is not what it used to be. Everything what these monsters are creating, all these perfect little tomatoes, are all so dangerous for our health. This is becoming absolutely ridiculous. I went to the several parts of the world and where people just told me that the fruit and vegetables doesn't taste the same anymore. Even in those particular parts of the world where I would never think that this is actually going to happen, this is what these monsters are creating. So by doing this, they're able to control us, they're able to control our minds. So when it comes to the actual coffee, this is like a bingo for them, because everybody's drinking coffee, majority of people are drinking milk, everybody's drinking water. So this is what they decided to literally poison. So what I wanted to say to you, that is a couple of things, as I say, soya and coffee, a couple of things that actually they're doing to people to control us. So what you can do is make sure that you're avoiding products with the soya completely. And also when it comes to this particular coffee, like a freeze-dried coffee, just try to drink at the moment, the safest coffee would be like a Turkish coffee or like a Greek coffee. Try to find out, it's just basically Turkish coffee or a Greek style coffee. It's just like a freshly ground coffee. It's still a normal coffee. You basically have to boil water, and then when the water is boiled, like it's very old fashioned way of doing this and making this, but at least this coffee is actually good for you. At least this is like a pure coffee. So it's like a Turkish coffee or a Greek coffee. You boil water, you put a couple of these teaspoons and you just drink it, and you wait like kind of, it boils and it goes up, comes to the top, and then you take it off the boil. And then you in the meantime you put a little bit of sugar in or whatever you want, and then you drink it. You only drink like a little glass, small, like a glass is like this, like they drink like an instant coffee in Italy, for example. But it's just such an important thing to do, and if you can change your coffee and start drinking this coffee, and you will see the difference, because this coffee is still pure. This coffee is just a basically finely ground coffee that is actually good and healthy for you, not like the chemically designed little freeze-dried coffee. It's absolutely horrible what they do. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just like basically, you see, it's just also why it's getting rather scary at the moment, because these people are like pushing things as far as they can possibly push. They're hiding the actual crime around the world. They're hiding the crime around the world that is actually happening right now. It's unbelievable the way they're hiding this, and the way they're controlling this, and the way they're preventing people from knowing things, knowing exactly what is happening in the world. This is really, really scary, and it's really dangerous. And again, it all boils down to the media being really, really like a manipulative indeed, and it's getting worse, and it's getting worse. These Hollywood celebrities are also just basically foul-mouthed. They're terrible. They're very, very low vibration. They're very low class. They what really strikes me is how they suddenly think that they are above everybody else. They've just changed everything. They've ruined everything. What people used to watch, like a Hollywood and Hollywood movies, Hollywood celebrities, it did this idolizing people. It was great, at the time it was absolutely brilliant, but then now people just realize how arrogant, the most of them are really arrogant, the most of them are very low, the most of them are really initiated into many, many devilish and many bad things indeed, God forbidden, but they are. But above all, it is just all about their own like agendas. It's all about their own like attitude. It's all about what they want. It's all about their own ego. They literally think that they're better than everybody else. So that's really bad, and that's something also to watch for, because who the majority of these celebrities, like especially Hollywood, celebrities, I'm saying EU because Hollywood is like a little hell. Seriously, it's filled with the celebrities that are so bad, that they're so negative, and they're just not even realizing what's going on around them themselves, but they're projecting this hate and this negativity on world, and they're just making everybody more confused because they think that their opinion is much better than everybody else's. And this is what it boils down to. How dare you? You know, they think that their opinion is better than everybody else's. No, baby, no. It is not. People like you when you act. People like you when you sing. People like you when you perform. But when you do this, when you're saying to people what to do, what to think, and how to behave, no, baby, no. You have crossed the line indeed, and this line is really, really bad. And what comes behind it is very dangerous, okay? And what else I was going to say, another very scary thing that's going on at the moment, you know, it's not just at the moment, they started a few years ago. These nasty people behind the scene are just so bad, and they're so low vibrational. When it comes to the actual United States of America, this is what's really scary. This is what lots of people don't understand when it comes to these mass shootings and things like that. This mass shooting, lots of mass shootings. Can't you see what's happening? When it comes to these mass shootings, it's all created by these bad people. It's all created by these elites themselves. It's all created by the people behind the scenes, so they can come back and say, oh God, you had so many of the thousands of shootings in the United States of America in the last year. You had so many thousands of shootings. Yes, and you are the one who created it. They created this. This is truth. You don't have to believe me, but they create this themselves. They have camps where they train people for this. This is so devilish. This is so bad. They're picking like on this particular people who are completely gone, who are completely brainwashed, who are not there, and they help this up so much with the mind control, with an additional mind control that they do. They have got their own training camps, and this is what they do. They train, they breed people to do this for themselves. They breed this, they make people, they design people to actually do this by themselves. And then this is how evil they are. This is how horrible they are. This is how dangerous they are. This is so bad. And then when it happens, then they turn around and say, this is what they did, this is what Republicans did, this is what Republicans did. No, baby, no. Can see right through you and way beyond indeed. This is what they do. This is what they create, and this is why the things and situation is so dangerous and it's so devilish. And this is why you know that there is a good and there is a bad, there is a God and there is a devil, and they are the devil who are creating this. The devil is in them. The devil is within them. This is not normal. This is not good, and this is really scary. And that's what's happening right now. They're trying to pinpoint in the United States of America quite a lot. Oh yeah, it's a lot to do with the shootings. You know, look how many shootings there are. Why? They created them themselves so they can turn around and blame Republicans. And once they blame Republicans, they can try to take your weapons. It all boils down to the same thing. These nasty people are trying to take away your weapons. America, my gorgeous United States of America, do not give your weapons away. They don't care about your safety. They don't care about your security. They don't care about you taking care of yourself. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your safety in general. What they want to do is disarm you. They want to take your guns away. They want to take your pistols away. The reason why is because they are scared. Otherwise, they would be scared, and it would make their takeover much more difficult. They are trying to disarm you. This all happened before. It happened in the 1930s. Now they're trying to do exactly the same thing. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and wake up. Do not give your guns away, my gorgeous United States of America. Be smart, be clever, because the only reason why they want to take your guns away, and right now they're on about it and on about it, they're on about it. The only reason why they want to take your guns away, it's because they want to take over. Once they disarm you, they have the actual control over you. Once they have a control over you, you can't do nothing to them. You can't defend yourself. You can't do anything. Now think Think. Why do they want to take your guns away? Why they're fighting for this so much? You must not give it away, my gorgeous United States of America, because the balance is in you. The balance is with you. The balance is within you. The whole world depends on the United States of America, and this is why this is so important. You must fight back. You must not give your guns away, because if you give your guns away, you're basically just going to give your lives away. This is exactly what they want, okay? This is exactly what they want. And the reason why I say this right now, it's very, very relevant indeed, because right now, this is what's happening. Right now, they're trying to do so much. Right now, they have stepped, they have crossed the line like a long time ago, but they're pinpointing so much to try to take your guns away, because they're like worrying about the mass shootings that they created themselves. And that's why I'm saying that this is an important moment in time. Just be smart, and support your president. Support the president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, because he is actually fighting evil. He is against all this. He's against the evil. So that's why I'm saying that you must support your president. And the reason why I also am saying this is because right now it's very relevant, because they are going to be going about it so much, and especially this week now, in between the 16th and the 22nd of September. You see, this week in between the 16th and the 22nd of September, it's going to be very important indeed, because the certain realization is just going to become very obvious. And what is going to happen in the United States of America in particular, I'm saying the United States of America, God bless the United States of America, because right now the enemy is trying to take it down. The enemy within is trying to take it down. It's going to be very intense in between the 16th and the 22nd of September 2019 indeed, because we are going to realize something really bad is actually going to happen when it comes to somebody who is going to show their own face. Something bad is going to happen in such a way where somebody is going to show their real face, and that real face is not going to be good, and that real face is not going to be pretty, and lots of people are going to realize the actual what a certain group of demonic group of people in the United States of America is trying to do. They're getting more and more ridiculous. When I say the demonic group of people, I'm referring to the certain party. Of course, I'm not referring to Donald Trump and Donald Trump's party. Of course, I'm referring to the certain party which I call demonic party, because they are nothing but demonic indeed, and they will show something very bad. They will try to do something very negative, and they are going to show their real face, and behind the real face there is going to be a snake, and you will see exactly what I mean. The realization is going to be very significant and very important, because that realization is also going to be the beginning of something really important and really special. And this is also going to be the important beginning of people rising and getting together and finally realizing actually what is going on. An important judgment is going to take place in between the 16th and the 22nd of September. I need you to watch this space, okay? What else I was going to say is just also what is quite significant at the moment, right at this moment in time. This is not the first time. They've been doing this for a long time. They're using children. They seem to be using children. This is ridiculous. They seem to be using children, maybe a children with a certain issues and things like that. So you can't say anything. They think that this is how ridiculous they are. It is the child abuse that they're doing. They're doing this nonsense about the climate change. Climate change is not real. Climate change is a hoax. Climate change is a made up thing completely. The weather was always changing. I'm telling you, this is a scam. This is a complete scam. I'm telling you, and this is the truth. And what they're doing right now, they're trying to they're bringing these children to be the face of the climate change. It's like a children's cruelty. This is the child abuse. What they do, they put this child with some kind of issue issues or whatever this child has, this child shouldn't be there in the first place, like to promote this climate change, like as if this is what she wants, this is what she does, this is all her idea. This is a nonsense, and it's a child cruelty, and it's a really child abuse, and it's really bad. Every normal person will know this. They're using children for their own agenda. They're using children for their own profit. They're using children for their own nonsense. Because why? Because this is how evil, this is how low vibration, this is how bad these people are, because they're using children because they don't want to, they think that, oh no, you can't attack the child, you can't say something bad about the child. They hide behind the child. That child doesn't even know what's going on. That child doesn't even know what the climate change really is. It's a made up hoax. But what they do, they just go with their agenda, and they just keep on repeating a lie, and they're hoping that people are going to believe this. They place this like a climate change absolutely everywhere. You can watch almost every program has got a word climate change. People, climate change is not real. It is made up, and it is just something that doesn't basically exist. It is the weather was always changing. The weather is always going to be changing. But what these people want to do, they've got a nasty agenda behind all this. I suppose if you don't believe me, that's absolutely fine. This is what they do. They brainwash people. They brainwash people by repeating the certain lie. They repeat that lie for as much as they can, and this was all done in 1930s. This is all repeated. I keep on saying that they're repeating exactly the same things even in 1930s. If you don't believe me, go and find out. But they were using children. They were always using children to push their own agenda, just to put a child in front. Oh yeah, this is what the child is saying. Excuse me, come on, shall we just come back on earth for a second? Yeah, so you're gonna believe more to a child who's like a 15 years old than you're gonna believe to somebody who's like a grown human, like somebody who's like about 45, 50 years old. No, you see what I mean? So you're gonna believe to a child more than you believe to somebody with like a real life experience. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's an empty book. This is what they project. This is what they give you. They give you an empty book. They give you a complete nonsense. They give you the little picture to look at, but there is nothing about this picture that is really significant. In other words, they're bringing these children to make their agenda, to make their point, kind of like heard more. But the people around the world are waking up, and the people around the world are realizing that this is all hoax. This is not real, and it's time for people to wake up, because people around the world are getting scammed. There's so many people who actually believe that this is true, but I'm telling you, it is not true. It's all made up. And look at their actions, look what they do, look how they act, look what they project on the world. It just doesn't simply make sense. You see, what is actually going to happen, this is very significant. This is also going to be very significant when it comes to the actual global vibration indeed. I'm talking about the weekend between the 16th and the 22nd of July, my lord, 16th and the 22nd of September 2019. It is just what is actually also going to happen this week. It's going to be something really interesting, that it's also going to shed a light on the certain part of the world. There is the certain part of the world that is also going to have a certain problem that is actually going to come out this week, and that certain problem is going to shock some people, but lots of people are not going to be surprised. On another hand, something is going to motivate people around the world, because people are going to realize how serious the situation is. So with other words, the certain country will go through something very kind of unusual, and it is not going to be United States of America. It's not the United States of America I'm talking about this time, but a certain country in the world is going to go through something very negative, and that is going to kind of go all around the world, and people are going to become aware of it. But that in itself is just going to be quite good for the world and for the world's vibration, because people are just going to kind of have the certain kind of a new option to look up to. There is something else that is going to become obvious, and that obvious thing is going to also become the significant starting point when it comes to the rest of the world. Okay. I'm so sorry. Sorry. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's from the 16th until the 22nd of September 2019, and I'm going to start with a beautiful, gorgeous Aries. My beautiful Aries, this week is going to be like a very, very interesting week, but I need you to be a little bit careful because there is going to be somebody who is going to wound you up a little bit. There is going to be somebody with a little bit like conflicting influence, which means somebody is going to kind of be there and test you in such a way where you're going to kind of be like a little bit taken back with what is actually going to happen. It's very, very, very important for you not to jump into any conclusions. The bottom line is you're going to be like kind of like you're going to find yourself being very much so a rush to make a certain decision. All I want to say to you, do not rush whatsoever. And this is also, on another hand, not going to be the great week when it comes to actually making decisions. Like week after that, it's going to be absolutely perfect, absolutely beautiful, brilliant. But this week, it is not going to be the great week to make decisions, okay? On another hand, when it comes to the actual realization, you know, this is going to be quite a weird week and very interesting week. And quite a few things are going to happen one after another that you're actually going to be surprised. But each thing that it happens, it's actually going to leave with a certain option. On another hand, what else is going to happen? Actually, you will realize that not that long ago you made a certain decision, and the decision that you made not that long ago, it's actually also going to be quite good, because now you're going to feel really good and you're going to feel very optimistic about it, because you will see there is going to be the realization that if you didn't go down that road, if you didn't take that option, if you didn't make that decision, your life wouldn't unfold in a way it unfolded, which is really good, and your life wouldn't give you the option. So there is also going to be the realization that you missed some kind of deception. You are going to be made aware that somebody would have like kind of been the part of the certain deception. Something could have happened to you, and if you didn't go down the different road, which is now absolutely brilliant, because the certain worry is also going to be shifted, and also you are going to have a really important moment this week, my gorgeous Aries. Very, very important moment this week indeed, because it is going to be like the problem, the certain issue that was like kind of like always the part of your mind that didn't let you to relax, that you didn't let you to chill out, and especially in the last 4 months something was keep on being on your mind. There's a really beautiful and important conclusion going to happen, and the conclusion that is going to happen is going to be brilliant for you, because at the same time you will be able to chill out, you will be able to rest a little bit, you will be able to meditate in such a wonderful way, because lots of worries will go at the same time. But also this is going to be an awakening when it comes to this week. This is going to be an awakening. That's how I would like to call this week when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, because an awakening when it comes to you, when it comes to your life, when it comes to a new option, when it comes to new inspiration, because what is going to happen also, the beginning of the new adventure. You're gonna find yourself being part of like a very, very adventurous, you know, you're gonna find yourself being very optimistic, and you're going to find yourself being full of energy. That in itself is going to create a very interesting bubble, and the bubble that is going to be created around you is going to take you places, and it's also going to take you somewhere you wouldn't normally go, and that is going to be an important moment in time, because it is all about your enthusiasm, it is all about a certain initiative, and it is all about you feeling the new project is coming, the new option is coming, the new stage is coming. It's all about you kind of warming up when it comes to the new stage, new option in your life, new dimension. This is so important, because at the end of the day, this is like a not only beginning of like some really wonderful adventure, but it's all about you feeling very active and very determined, and especially when it comes to the actual mature side to your life, when it comes to you kind of making certain decision, and when it comes to you kind of being very responsible, and also the swift change. You know, there will be the swift change, like very, very obvious here. You see, there is a very important part of your life, it's coming to a completion. By the time you get to the last part of this week, the last couple of days, my gorgeous Aries, there's an important moment going to happen, because there is a very significant completion in your life going to take place, and you are going to make a really important decision. And that decision, it's also going to kind of like the answer, it's going to be like you're going to be doubting something, you're going to be thinking yes or no, and the answer most certainly is going to be yes. But very important journey, it's also going to take place. Very important journey, it's going to take place, and this is going to be important because every single time when I see a journey, every single time when I see a card like this, that means that it's also going to be an idea that you are going to have when you go to that journey and when you come back. By the time you come back, you're going to come back with a really important idea. This doesn't matter, for example, whether you go this week or whether you go in like few weeks, whether you go next year, as long as you book on this week, as long as you think about it on this week, as long as you manifest this energy and project and direct this energy this week, this is still going to be completely directly connected to this energy, which is going to create you having a certain idea by the time you come back from this holidays or to this trip away or whatever it is that you're going to do. This is going to be an important moment in time indeed. On another hand, what else I was going to say, you're going to have a great success this week. And some kind of wish is going to become very important, because an unfoldment of the certain wish, and this is all about the advancement, this is all about what you wanted to do in a really long time, this is all about the advantage, and you're going to realize certain advantage, and this is so good, because it's all about your victory, mental clarity, and it's about a certain wish, certain dream that is about to start unfolding. Very, very good indeed. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are actually wondering about health, my gorgeous Aries, it is very important for you to take like a fish oils, omega-3 essential fatty acids, like very, very important indeed, because this is going to help you with your memory, this is going to help you with your concentration, but also it's very, very good for the skin. So you've got a few things that are going to be very significant this week. Your skin is going to be quite sensitive, dry, and also you're going to need something like for concentration levels and things like that. So I would highly suggest you to get like omega-3 essential fatty acids in a fish that is been like wildly caught, not that a fish that's been farmed, for example. And also, if you are not good with fish, if you don't want to take a fish, then I would highly suggest you to take a flaxseed oil, which is like the plant version of fish oils, which is also going to give you essential omega-3 essential fatty acids, which is what our body can't produce by itself. So it's very important for you to take this indeed, and try to drink as much as water as you can. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you need to check with your doctor or with your GP whether you can take these supplements or not, because only your doctor or only your GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, for those of you that are actually wondering about relationships, and things like that, for those of you in relationships, it's going to be very important week of the success, week of very significant, something very significant is going to happen when it comes to your own success, your both victory, something that you wanted to achieve for a long time, something that you were working on for a long time, something that you wanted to do for a long time. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful victory for both of you. And that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, an important stage. It's going to become evident that it's about to happen. And also you're going to make a very important decision by the end of this week indeed. Okay, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, I can see you like meeting lots of people this week. I can see you going out a lot this week. I can see you like kind of being very, very active this week indeed. But there is somebody in particular that is just going to kind of become the part of the scenario. There is a certain person that is about to walk into your life this week, my gorgeous Arini. And that particular person is also going to have a strong connection with some kind of traveling. It's going to have a strong connection with some kind of country. It doesn't mean that this person is like a foreigner from a different country, but it could also mean that it's somebody who travels a lot. Okay, this person is going to become an important person in your life later on, but this is going to be the week when this person is going to become known in your life. Okay, prepare to be swept off your feet, my gorgeous, gorgeous Arinis, because this is somebody who's going to be very special and somebody who's going to play an important and integral part in your life. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my beautiful Taurus. Torini, 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 my gorgeous Torini, I love you to bits. You know, there is a certain problem that is going to be on your mind, certain issue is going to be on your mind. There is something, there's some kind of decision that you're going to need to make. Your time is like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Your time is like running out, not really running out, but when it comes to this certain option, when it comes to this particular part of your life, there is something that is going on. There is something that you need to hurry up with. There is something that you need to edit, something that you started not that long ago, and something that happened at around a very negative time, something that happened at around a really bad time, something that happened at around the time when the period and stage was very low, that just reflected on you in like a very negative time. Perhaps you lost somebody at around that time, perhaps you were grieving a lot at around that time. However, something kind of unfolded at that time, some kind of situation that takes a long time to unfold, long time to happen, long time to develop or undevelop, you know, and long time to kind of sort itself out. So it's something that it's actually some kind of process that started, but it's just taking too long. So you are going to kind of like be very much so like in that particular vibration, in that particular energy, and that is going to return this week, because it's going to require from you to make a certain decision, and that decision is going to require for you to make a certain adjustment. For you to make a certain adjustment is going to require from you to make a certain edit, and that's so important, because I can see that you're going to make a wise decision. And also on another hand, this week is going to be the week when you're going to be completely wise. You are going to really feel like an owl. You know, you're lucky like an animal. This week it's going to be an owl. So what is going to happen? You will deal with the situation that was really that brought you lots of stress, that brought you lots of negativity, and if you think about it now, you would just feel like, no, I don't want to do this. But then again, the magic of this week is going to be that you're actually going to feel this wonderful energy, this wonderful vibration. It's actually going to make you feel really good. And what is going to happen? You're going to feel very wise. Okay, indeed, and that is also going to kind of make you realize that the certain kind of judgment, you need to make a certain judgment indeed, but you are going to feel very good. You're going to feel very wise. You're going to feel very deep in every single sense of the way, and that in itself is going to be very good, because on one hand it's going to help you to get rid of the certain baggage, on another hand it's going to help you to start a new direction, and on the third hand this is going to be an option, the whole brand new option that is going to become available at the same time. You're going to feel so good. You're going to feel very free. You're going to feel very beautiful. You're going to feel very optimistic, and this is going to be the beginning of something very important. This week, in fact, is going to be the beginning of a very important transition and very important change, and there is a very significant option, financial option, that is going to become very evident here. Financial option that is going to become very evident here indeed, and that is going to be the part of your transition, the part of your change, and it's also going to make you realize that there's a certain part of your life that you're about to abandon. You're going to need to move on. You're going to need to move on, and this is in itself, it's going to be so good, and it's also going to be like a sacrifice that you're going to make, certain readjustment, and that in itself is going to lead towards your own regeneration and rebirth. This is how important this week it's actually going to be, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to you. On another hand, what else I was going to say, it's just like basically there is going to be the moment that is going to happen that is just going to inspire you so good. The certain person is going to inspire you so amazingly. Somebody who you really like, somebody who you really appreciate, somebody who you really look up to. That person is going to do something, and that person is going to have an amazingly beautiful outcome, and that is going to inspire you so much. And this is brilliant, because the people in our lives, they happen for a reason, and when we get an inspiration and vavoom feeling like that through somebody who is in our life, that's absolutely everything, because these people knows us. They know us, they know our energy, they know our weaknesses, they know our power, they know exactly who we are. And that's what a reflection of what these people think to our life, towards our life. It's absolutely everything. And this is why something very solid, it's actually going to happen this week. A start of something very special, a start of a very significant manifestation that you are going to have, you, my gorgeous Torini, indeed. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just basically the realization that it's just like you need to remember to be patient, because you will also want to hurry with something, certain stage of your life up. You will need to hurry up, you will want to hurry up, but just remember, just the patience. You're almost there, you're almost there. This week it's all about your perfection, all about your recognition, and all about your honor. When it comes to like people in your life, like for example, if you're retired, you're still going to have the greatest honor, because somebody who means to you so much is going to look at you, it's going to tell you something, it's going to make sure that you understand that you did something so right, so good, something that you were worrying about, and now the outcome is going to be really great. And that's where you're going to have an amazing honor. If you're retired, for example, or like for example, if you're like having certain hobby and you're retired, you're still going to have the greatest honor with a certain achievement. This is so good indeed. And on another hand, like if you're for example working, and then you're still going to have the greatest like some kind of achievement that is going to be absolutely brilliant, and that is going to be an amazing time for you, because also it is going to on one hand make you realize the hidden little enemy along the line, along your journey, but then that doesn't mean anything, because that particular person doesn't mean much in your life anyway, the certain enemy that you're going to realize. But then alongside, it's more about the actual creativity and the beginning, and like some kind of invention that is going to take place, because it's all about your personal success, and it's all about success, it's all about gain, and it's all about like good news that you're going to hear about your gaining, about your advancement, and about a financial situation that is actually going to start changing in such a nice and beautiful direction. What else I was going to say, it's a lot to do with the promotion and taking your life on the next stage and the next level. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking for work, this is going to be an amazing moment in time, because most certainly this is going to bring something very important, very significant option, which is just going to bring you not only the realization of about a gain, about the finances, but it's also all about you feeling really good within yourself, with your achievement, with your self-esteem, and it's all about the actual overcoming obstacles and challenges, you see. And this is so good, because also you are going to have like a very interesting negotiation this week, and you're gonna gain, you're gonna do so well. What does that mean as well, my gorgeous Taurinis? It means that if you want to negotiate, if you want to start something like that, like when it comes to the certain negotiations, just go for it. This is the perfect week for negotiations indeed, because you will go with these particular vibrations, and you're gonna achieve so much more than you would normally achieve, and you're going to feel very overwhelming, like in the best possible way, because of your own satisfaction, accomplishment, and also the actual great feeling in general indeed. Okay, when it comes to your actual health, my gorgeous Taurinis, you see, you just basically need to kind of make sure that you are drinking as much water as you can throughout this week. Try to avoid sugar as much as you can. Try to avoid sweets as much as you can, like chocolates and things like cookies, cakes, and things like that. Try to like kind of stick to like just like as much water as you can, and instead of chocolate, sweets, and things like that, try to eat like and take like maybe certain organic fruits, for example, or organic vegetables like instead, because it's just going to be so much better for you. And also what I was going to say is just like basically like a sensitive heart. I see sensitive hearts that you're going to have. Like, I'm not saying like you're gonna have a heart attack or something, no baby, no. I'm just saying that you're gonna need to do something like, for example, also fish oils are quite good. Fish oils would be quite good for the actual sensitive heart, or like basically also like a flaxseed oil, which is omega-3, because this is going to help you with your circulation, so therefore it's actually quite good for your heart. And also on another hand, what is quite good is garlic. It's absolutely brilliant when it comes to your heart, actually. So if you can take like maybe garlic, would be absolutely brilliant, like a capsules of like a natural garlic, or maybe even like just like a natural garlic. Like I know it's a strong smell, but it's like really important when it comes to your actual heart health indeed. And try to do the certain exercises, because that is going to help you quite a lot. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you need to check with your doctor or your GP, especially if you take like a capsules when it comes to like a fish oils or a flaxseed oils or a garlic oil capsules as well. Or you could go like for the natural version and eat just 1 clove of garlic every single day this week, and that is going to help you quite a lot when it comes to your circulation and when it comes to your heart health indeed. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are actually in relationship, ooh la la, it's a very great week for those of you in relationship, because it is going to be the beginning of something very special, the beginning of something very special indeed, and very important part and an important stage of your both lives. Okay, because something is going to happen, and something is going to have a rather big jump. Something is going to happen, and something is going to have a rather big jump, okay? So, which means that there is going to be a nice, beautiful, swift change with a stale stage in your life that you're both going to benefit from, but it is going to kind of make you realize that there is a new option going to become available, but that new option is going to feel so good, it's going to feel so right, that it's actually going to feel like the beginning of some kind of adventure. But you will both like it, because both of you are instantly going to feel really good. Both of you are instantly going to feel very optimistic. So some kind of new stage is about to unfold and develop for both of you this week. But you must remember to be very like optimistic and to be very adventurous. You must remember, if there is an adventure and you're unsure what to do, both of you just go for it, because there is a little element of surprise that you're going to have. So that's why I just want you to get it right. Okay, what else I was going to say, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Taurinis, I don't think it's going to be the greatest week to find somebody to mingy with, because it is just going to be kind of like somebody's going to try to return in your mind, somebody who shouldn't be there, somebody who is not meant to be there. Sometimes we are meant to be with somebody forever. Sometimes we are meant to be with a certain person for a certain amount of time. It depends how our spirit journey is meant to be with them. It depends what we are meant to learn from them, what we need to learn from them. If we still need to learn, they will return, and if it came to an end, they will not return. But sometimes we just can't stop thinking about people. So this is what is actually going to happen here. First of all, it's going to be somebody who's going to be like a part of your mind, and I tell you, no, baby, no, you need to understand, you need to close the door and don't let them back in, because that's not the right person for you. It's the ex for a reason, okay? Or maybe somebody whom you even didn't have a relationship with, that is again going to become the part of your mind, but this is not the right person at all. And then what else is going to happen is just basically the somebody is going to be around you this week, and it's just going to give you really confused feelings, and again I'm just telling you, just like run. It's just a basically confused feeling. When I say this, first you're going to feel like you fancy someone, and then you're going to feel like you don't, and then you're going to feel like there is something not quite right about that person. That's absolutely right. Somebody's going to manifest in your life this week, my gorgeous Taurinis, but that's not the right person. You can have a mingy with this person if you want, it's up to you, but it's just not the right person for you, and I would stay away, because it is just like, if you ask me, I can't tell you what to do completely, but I wouldn't go any further, because there is something really negative about this person. And also, when you say something, that person says all these things to everybody, something that this person does to people, that people don't feel good about this person. That's why I'm saying, if you have got an option to meet someone this week and somebody wants to be with you, just trust your instincts and run, my gorgeous Taurinis. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemini. Geminini, 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 you are just going to be again on top of the world this week. You are going to be all over the place. There's a great, massive, beautiful energy that you are going to feel. Energy that you are going to have. On one hand, it is not going to be the great great week to start new projects, but it is on another hand going to be the great week to think about new projects. The power the power of manifestation is just going to be so significant. The power of manifestation is going to be so powerful and so strong that you are going to be creating so much this week without you even realizing, my gorgeous Gemininis. And when I say this, just make sure that karmically you are like on top. Make sure that you are karmically like going with the flow. Make sure that karmically you're going with the right vibration, which means think positive, be very optimistic, do not bring yourself down, do not bring yourself do not think negative, don't block yourself, don't stop yourself, you see, and things like that. Just be very, very open-minded, because it is just so important, because it is just karmically, it's going to be ridiculously strong week when it comes to the actual manifestation. So you need to use this to the best of your abilities. Create with your mind, think as much as you can, be very open-minded. And the little trick is also like before you go to sleep, before you have astral projections, before you meditate, just ask a certain question, and that question will go far, far, far. That question will travel far, especially when it comes to this week. And it is going to be responded by somebody very, very particular in the spirit world. And that's why I'm saying that it's just so significant to be very open-minded and very adventurous and very optimistic, especially when it comes to your mind, and especially when it comes to thinking, and especially when it comes to researching things to see what you feel drawn to, because there is something very, very beautiful going to happen. There is an amazing realization going to happen, and it's going to be mind-blowing, and it's going to be life-changing, and it's going to provide you with a mind-blowing option, my gorgeous Gemininis. Something that you're going to almost feel instantly, you're going to feel like very active about, you're going to feel very determined about, but it's also something that you have experience with, and something that you would want to have more experience with, and something that is projecting, on your life quite a lot, something that means to you so much. And that in itself is just going to make you feel very, very artistic, full of certain designs, full of energy, full of optimism, and you will know exactly, because your third psychic eye is going to be superb. Your third psychic eye is also going to be very much so connected to you, connected to your situation, connected to your energy, and it's going to kind of help you to deal with a certain stage as well in your life where you know that it's just like you have got a certain concern, and you will need to kind of do the certain edit. You're going to need to give like a little bit of your input when it comes to the certain change, but it's going to come from you, it's going to come through you, and something that you need to face. And now this is the time. Now this is the time to deal with it, which is on one hand going to become the beginning of something very important, very special indeed. But on another hand, it is going to put you in the situation where you're going to contemplate. You're going to be like a little bit, oh my God, what should I do? How should I react? And it's so important, because your answer to this is going to be very much so connected to the kind of like to the negative stage in your life, to the certain uncertainty, something that was bringing you down for the last 3 or 4 months, and something that was the kind of part of your mind, especially when you go to sleep, especially when you would want to relax, when you would want to chill out. So this is all going to make sense. On one hand, it's something that you expected, but on another hand, something is also going to surprise you. But the bottom line is, this is an important moment in time, because it is going to be the certain change that you became the part of, and you were kind of hoping, oh God, this is going to change, but it doesn't really matter. It's just the realization that it's going to happen, and you're going to need to see, I've just there is a spirit here. There is a spirit of the person, okay, Maria. There is a spirit of the person called Maria here. She's saying hello, Maria, she's beautiful, she's wondering. There was something very significant to her when it comes to the plants or certain plant. Okay, this Maria is absolutely beautiful, she's gorgeous, and something very significant when it comes to her eyes. There was something very significant when it comes to her energy. The spirit of Maria is here and she's saying hello. So to whoever this means something, Maria is saying hello. She's saying she's absolutely fine, she's very happy, and she's super excited and delighted to be able to actually use this opportunity to say hello to you. So to whoever this means something, Maria is saying hello and waving her hand. Okay, letter J, as in J, it's also very significant, letter J. Okay, so what else I was going to say is like, yeah, you're gonna need to contemplate, my gorgeous Gemini. You're gonna contemplate, you're gonna make a decision, and decision that you're gonna make, you must not rush into it. Do not rush into it, because it is going to be 2 or 3 people that you're going to need to kind of check this with. There are going to be 2 or 3 people around you that you're going to need to like kind of go through this with, and you're going to need to kind of have a mirror effect. You know, you're going to need to talk to them and see what their reaction is going to be, and this is the way you're going to make a decision, and this is what's going to happen, my gorgeous Gemini. My gorgeous Gemini, the wheel of fortune is coming, my babies. The wheel of fortune is coming, and the way the wheel of fortune is going to happen this week is just going to be amazing. At the moment in time, my baby, when you feel like you've done really well, when you feel really optimistic, at the same time there's going to be the day this week when you're going to feel really weird, you're going to feel really bizarre, you're going to feel really strange, but in a good way. Okay, and that is going to be also the moment in time when you're going to think about somebody like really in your life who you really love so much, like a good influence from someone, and that is going to trigger something very special in you, because this is going to trigger a very special moment in you at the situation that you're going to be the part of. And that particular situation that you're going to be the part of, it's also going to make you have an omen. You're going to have an omen at the same time, but the omen is going to happen at around the time when you're thinking like about somebody's influence. And this is going to be a little bird, beautiful little bird, and something is going to be very significant with its color, and what is it doing, the way it's acting. That little bird is going to have a very special answer for you. Look for the meaning of that bird. Look what the bird was doing, what you were thinking at around the time. There is a very special answer that you are going to have through that bird indeed. Okay, and that is going to become your wheel of fortune. This week is going to be the life changer. This week is going to be very important and very significant for you, my Geminis, because the whole new option is going to become available for you by the end of this week, and the option is going to show itself in you feeling very, very determined to go towards the certain stage, and that is going to be absolutely everything, my Gemini, indeed. Okay, and you're also going to receive a very special news this week, and that news is going to be everything, because it's going to help you to make a certain decision. It's going to help you to make a certain judgment indeed. When it comes to those of you wondering about health, my gorgeous Geminis, now it's just so important for you to take calcium, magnesium and zinc, because your bones as in skeleton is going to be quite sensitive this week, and it's also your lower back is going to be quite sensitive. Just make sure that you sleep on the side throughout this week. Make sure that you've got a really big pillow, and also make sure that you've got a pillow in between your legs, because by having a pillow in between your legs, you're able to relax the lower part of your body indeed, and that lower part of your body you relax in such a way that you wouldn't normally relax it if you didn't have a pillow in between your legs. So this is why this is so important. And also calcium, magnesium and zinc is just so significant for you to take this week. Try to make sure that you take it natural, without any horrible ingredients, without any anti-caking agents, without any chemicals and rubbish like that, please. And also if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, check with your GP whether you can take these supplements or not, because only your doctor, your GP can actually take tell you this, whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. For those of you Gemininis that are actually in relationship, you see, it's just basically an important week because you will see that the results are nearly due. Something that you were both working on, something that you were both expecting, something that you were both wanting to happen. Now the bottom line is that the results are nearly due, and that's important indeed. On another hand, for those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my lord, you're going to feel very vavoomeish this week. You're going to feel very sexy this week. You're going to feel really great this week. There is a lot of attention that you're going to have, but at the same time, it is all about the realization. At that moment in time when I said that you're going to have a little omen, this is also going to be a very big moment for you, very big week for you, because that moment in time, when I say that you're going to have an omen, this is going to be an incredible starting point. It's very deep, and this is just part of the picture, and that moment is going to be directly responsible for someone very special who is about to walk into your life. And this is why this is going to be life-changing in many different ways, not only when it comes to your relationship, not only when it comes to your life, when it comes to your success and your life in general indeed. So this omen moment that I said that you are going to have, it's going to be very much so connected to the certain person that is about to walk into your life, because certain changes are going to happen, certain changes are going to take place, and these changes are going to be directly responsible for this vavoomeish person coming in and was like, hello. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancer. Cancerini, you know, be a little bit careful, because somebody's going to try to trick you into something, okay? Somebody's going to try to trick you into something, and it's just basically, it's just like it is something that you're not going to be completely surprised, something that you know it's part of this particular game, something you know it's part of this particular thing, something that you know it's part of this particular vibration, but you're still going to be like kind of, oh God, you know. So it's the certain hidden enemy that you are going to have that is just going to realize about some particular deception, and you must be very clever, my gorgeous Cancerini, because you're very smart, you're very clever, you're very intelligent, you know, when it comes to like you reacting in a certain way, when it comes to you being smart, you're being very clever. Sometimes you're so clever, you're so smart, you're doing things automatically without you even thinking, without you even realizing how smart you are. You're very like quiet sometimes, but this quietness is a very strong and powerful energy, especially when it comes to you doing something, creating something, and manifesting something. And this is the type of energy that I'm talking about, because it's going to be connected to some kind of realization about you, a deceptive situation, but then again, it's just going to be so much to do with the discipline and discipline, and there is a certain pause that you're going to need to make, because this is going to be the part of the picture that is also going to be testing you. You're going to be tested at the same time, but this is so good. All you have to remember, my babies, all you have to remember is just like this week, just do as much as you can, be as open-minded as you can, be as optimistic as you can, try to not to explode, try to not to argue, always step away from the situation, and the moment that you feel like that you want to explode or something like that, as more as you feel that you want to explode, the more significant this week is going to be. The more you feel like oh my God, no, oh my God, the more stroppy you feel, because it is going to be like a little bit of a stroppy moment. The more test you are going to be under, because you will go through this. It's going to be significant, it's going to be very important, and this is going to be your very important situation and realization that you're going to have, because through this you're going to achieve certain success. That success is going to become the part of your own wise decision, and that wise decision is going to immediately becomes the certain transition, which is just going to become a change, reverse of the things in life that you don't like. Now you're just going to feel so strongly about it, especially those things that are making you feel really bored and negative. Now you will want to like pinpoint them and just basically edit, which is absolutely brilliant. It is going to be a little sacrifice that you're going to have, but then again, it's all about readjustment, regeneration, and rebirth when it comes to you and when it comes to your life. I really like it, because this week it's going to be most certainly evident, very important week when it comes to like some massive, huge change that is about to happen in your life. But that change is going to come with a certain decision, and decision that is going to happen and manifest in your life is going to happen after all these things that I've mentioned. The bottom line is this is going to be the life-changing week when it comes to your own transition, reversal, regeneration, readjustment, and rebirth and change. Very important, my gorgeous Cancerinis, indeed, because that is all about a certain reward. There is a reward that you are going to have, but at the same time there is some kind of relationship in your life that is just going to kind of regenerate itself. When I say that a certain relationship is going to regenerate itself, I'm saying that somebody is going to come back, not a lover necessarily or something like that, but a certain relationship that is meant to be in your life is going to return into your life in such a way when they're going to say hello, or they're going to come through, or they're going to call you, they're going to text you, they're going to send you a message. However, this person is going to be a very important person in your life, because you're going to realize some kind of realization through that person, and that realization is also going to help you to have a resolution on a certain problem, and also it's going to help you to have a certain conclusion, which is just going to make you feel very beautiful, and it's almost going to bring you a healing effect, and because the result is going to be satisfactory and it's going to make you feel really good. It's to do with a compromise indeed, but then again the whole new inspiration is going to come through this, because whole new option is going to become available to you after this moment in time. Very important, because this is going to lead towards a very significant completion when it comes to your life indeed. On another hand, it's all about the great determination, initiative, and the whole new strength that you're going to come through, you're going to get through this week. It's about the money. Financial situation is going to look really, really vavavoomish. The financial situation is going to look really good, really important, and that is just going to put a big smile on your face, because it's a lot to do with your hard work, with your achievement, what you wanted to happen, and an annoying stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. Perhaps you were too busy, perhaps there was so much going on. So now for you, my Cancerinis, this stage is going to become much more nicer, because each step of the way you go after this moment in time, after this week, it's going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be like a less work and a less like to focus on, less to worry about, and more when it comes to success, and more when it comes to finances, and when it comes to your financial side of the thing, and when it comes to your success. And this is all down to you being so good. This is all down to your own intuition. You're also going to have a really indecisive situation. Just remember to trust your instincts. Just remember, my gorgeous Cancerinis, to trust your instincts. The harmony in between you and somebody else is also going to be very significant, and it's also going to be very important. And the harmony in between you and somebody else, it's also going to play an important change that is going to take effect in your life. But this is only happening because of the harmony in between you and somebody else, and something that you wanted to do in such a long time. It's going to take place. So it's going to start taking place indeed. You will surprise yourself how brave you are going to be, and you are going to surprise yourself with a certain reaction. But most certainly this is going to be the step in the right direction. The new plan is going to become evident. On another hand, when it comes to home, there is a big change that is going to take place. Also, something is going to become very evident when it comes to your own success. You're going to feel very proud of you, and people are going to feel very proud of yourself as well. And that is going to start something very significant, the big change. The big change when it comes to your home is going to start taking place. And that is very good, because it's a good news. It's all about goodness, optimism, being very optimistic, and enjoying your life in general. Now this is the time to take your rewards. Now this is the time to enjoy your life, my gorgeous Cancerinis, because most certainly it is going to be so good. And I can see, because of your success, there is some kind of traveling going to become very evident here as well. Some kind of traveling, and you deserve it. You deserve it indeed. Okay, when it comes to those of you wondering about when it comes to those of you wondering about your health, my gorgeous Cancerinis, Again, I can see that it's going to be quite a good week for those of you that are actually suffering from long ailments. This is going to be a really good week, especially if you were waiting for some kind of news, especially if you were waiting for some kind of option, especially if you were waiting for some kind of unfoldment. This is going to be absolutely great week indeed, because you will hear a very good news, but you're also going to kind of understand and realize that you're feeling so much better. So it's a great week for those of you with the long ailments who didn't see any improvements whatsoever. And for those of you that are actually wondering like whether something is there that you need to pay attention to, it is the vitamin D and calcium. Again, vitamin D and calcium are strongly, very strong here, my gorgeous Cancerini. So it's vitamin D and calcium supplement. If you can take this, if you can make sure that you're taking this, would be absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, vitamin D, you can get it through the sun as well, but if you can't get the sunshine, then vitamin D and calcium is something very important, because your bones in general are going to be quite sensitive. So all you need to do is just do this, take these supplements and just take them for a while. You need to take like a natural supplements without any chemicals or without any nonsense ingredients. Just make sure you do good research. And if you are on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you need to check with your doctor or your GP whether this is going to interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Cancerini, is your partner. For those of you in relationship, it's going to be an amazing week. Beautiful harmony, a beautiful realization. Something very important is going to happen, and you're going to do some kind of traveling, like some kind of traveling idea you're going to have, or you will want to do some kind of journey, which is going to be so important. But also, more importantly, your partner is going to really do something really good again, because it seems like your partner has been working on something for a while and it didn't maybe work out as good as it should when it comes to the finances. Now this is going to be an important week when it comes to your partner doing something very significant when it comes to your finances, and that is going to become a very delicious option for both of you, and it is going to be a good week indeed when it comes to finances, when it comes to you and your partner. Both of you are going to go on to some kind of very important stage, but also the traveling journey is going to become very evident here indeed. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, you see, now I don't like this, because you need to also, you're karmically going to have a very strong week, a very emotional week. Karmically, I'm not saying that you're going to be like sitting and crying. No, baby, no. I say karmically emotional because karmically, going back a little bit, somebody's just going to try to return into your mind when it comes to your love, when it comes to your lovers, when it comes to your emotions and things like that. Somebody's going to try to like kind of somebody will return into your mind, but not necessarily physically to knock on your door, but if somebody's like kind of like going to become the part of your mind, part of your way of thinking. So you need to kind of like make sure that you understand that you need to like kind of open the door for this person to just go. Somebody's meant to be the part of your past, somebody's meant to be your ex, and that's it. Perhaps this person, you've never met this person, perhaps it is just somebody that you were dreaming about in such a long time. It depends. Whoever returned into your mind this week, you need to understand, my gorgeous Cancerini, that you need to move away from that person. It's so important, because at the same time you are going to close this door, but at the same time you're gonna have another 10 doors open straight away. So you don't want to block somebody new from coming in. And that's why I'm saying that this moment in time is so important to just forgive and forget, especially if it's some kind of negative situation connected to that person indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my sexy Leone. Leo, this is all about you going on the level number 3752. Something very important is going to happen. Something very important is going to unfold. Something where you're going to rediscover yourself. You're going to rediscover your passion. You're going to rediscover your life. You're going to rediscover your own flame. You're going to rediscover your own significance through your own self. It is all about a certain worldly power that you are going to have. It is an accomplishment that is just going to, at the same time, it's going to bring you wonderful balance. It's going to make you feel really good, the part of all this beautiful and strong vibration and energy. But then at the same time, this is all about you feeling very, very confident, very like good, very optimistic, and very like very stable, you know. And it's just that is going to be an important moment in time, because on one hand, this is going to be the beginning of a transition, very important change in your life. And it's not only, oh yeah, the beginning of very important change. No. It's the beginning of a very important unfoldment in your life. This is all about 1 week after another. You, my gorgeous Leonis, you are just kind of strongly and more powerfully and more strongly feeling very much so connected to this particular idea. Very much so connected to this particular realization that was part of your spiritual journey for the last 6 or 7 months. Something that it became evident like there is no tomorrow. You were worrying about a certain family member, you know, quite a lot actually. So now that started to unfold in a nice way. That was quite optimistic and had a really good outcome. So that kind of worry just went. Now what is going to happen this week, an unfoldment of the certain accomplishment that is going to take place, that is going to make you feel really confident, but it's also going to help you to rediscover yourself, because it is going to feel so good. It is going to feel like the beginning of an adventure, something that's going to make you feel very optimistic, something that is going to make you feel really good, and something that is also kind of an unfoldment of the certain advice that you had within the last year. So this is all going to start making sense, and this is all going to be about you, about your intuition, and a certain success that is actually going to make you feel so good, because it is going to make you feel on advanced level. You will realize that you can actually make a very big change, very big move when it comes to your life. And on another hand, this is all about your victory, mental clarity, and you just realizing that there is a big change about to unfold, and that in itself is just going to be great determination. It's going to be like the new initiative that you're going to have, the new strength that you are going to have, and this in itself is going to be so great, because it's just going to kind of give you a power where you kind of needed a power. It's going to give you energy where you needed an energy. It's going to give you Varvumish feeling where you needed Varvumish feeling in order to keep going, stay focused, stay committed to the task at hand, because you are also going to have this little bit of tricky situation, but it doesn't really matter, because this is all about you being very responsible, you being very mature, you kind of being very creative, but at the same time, you know, you're realizing that there's a very important completion of your own particular journey about to happen. And what is going to happen when that completion comes to an end? The mind-blowing option that is going to become available to you, that you feel much closer to already, that you feel very close to already. But by the end of this week finishes, this is just going to be all about your perfection and recognition and honor. The certain recognition by the certain people, by the certain group of people, it's going to be everything for you, everything, because you've put so much power there, you put so much energy, you know, this is going to be so important to you, and it's going to make you realize on one hand that you're capable, and that is going to make you feel so strong, you know. And especially at those moments, you know, at that time in your life, at those moments, you know, when you felt like a little bit weak and you kind of lost yourself. Now this is all about finding yourself again. My gorgeous Leonis, I like this week indeed, because you are about to find yourself, you are about to rediscover yourself, and I'm so happy for you, because that is just going to make you feel like a very, very happy, because it's going to come with the rewards from your hard work. It's going to come also like through success and through admiration of others. And on another hand, what else I was going to say, an important creation is going to take place, an important beginning is going to take place, start of something very, very significant indeed, and the beginning of something that is going to last for the rest of your life. There is also going to be like basically the beginning of a meaningful experience, like an adventure that you're never ever going to forget. On another hand, there is a family member, somebody who means to you so much, it is going to have an absolutely mind-blowing news as well. And that news that you are going to have, it's also going to be connected to the certain beginning, to the certain start, something that is going to start for a long time, and something that is going to make you feel so good. Great week for the negotiations indeed. If you need to negotiate, my gorgeous Leonis, just go for it, okay? Because there is a very important negotiation that you're going to have with somebody. And also, if you do need to have negotiations, if you do want to negotiate, if you want to buy something big, if you want to start something big, just go for it, my babies, go for it. Because this week you will have a particularly powerful vibrations, and things are going to happen so much quicker and so much sooner and so much more powerful than they normally would. And that's what I'm saying, because this is all going to lead towards you wanting to have a certain celebration, a sacred ritual, sacred celebration indeed. This is how good this is going to make you feel, because it's all about your recognition, and it's all about you feeling good. It's all about you feeling really important indeed. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous Leonis? When it comes to the actual somebody very important in your life, somebody who you really like, somebody who you think of very highly, somebody who is like an important and significant figure in your life that you know for a really long time, it's actually going to have a special message for you this week. And the special message that you are going to have this week, it's also going to be like a really important news, and that is going to kind of like confirm something to you. It's to do with you, it's to do with your accomplishment, it's to do with like some kind of confirmation that is going to be very personal to you, but it's also going to make you feel very determined, and even more determined to go towards the new stage in your life, to focus towards the new stage in your life, because this is all about exuberance and determination that is going to become very significant. And also it's going to become an obvious certain stage and a certain point and a certain unfoldment, but you wouldn't kind of know about this up until now. You wouldn't know if you didn't kind of wait for this week to finish. So something very interesting is going to become available to you, more resources than you need, and you will know it's time to move on. You will know, and it's going to surprise you, but it's going to be really good. But this is most certainly going to be direct like effort, you know, this is directly coming from your own effort, from your own strength, from your own power, from your own passion, and therefore the whole new passion is going to be born here. And certain stage of your life, it's going to surprise you as well. The certain connection with something is going to surprise you, but this is going to be good. And this is when you're going to realize that there's some kind of like an unusual but really good but really significant stage. It's actually going to start unfolding. You will know, my gorgeous Leonis, that your life is going to start changing so beautifully by the end of this week. But this week it's going to be primarily responsible for this. Lots of optimism, new direction and victory and mental clarity that is going to boost your confidence, and that in itself is just going to be the beginning of something very special indeed. It is the mature decision that you made. You were very mature so lately, and that in itself is so good, and it gave you control over a situation, strength, courage, power, energy, determination. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for you, because this is also going to lead towards you looking at towards a new stage when it comes to learning. The new learning stage is going to become evident. See what you feel drawn towards to, see what's attracting you, see what you want to learn. This week is going to be sacred when it comes to your new stage unfolding, and you feeling completely confident, and you feeling like very much so attracted to the new stage. But there are lots of surprises that are going to happen along the line. My God, what an amazing week, my gorgeous Leonis. What else I was going to say, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous, my beautiful, my ever so spacious Leonis, when it comes to your health, you see, it is going to be the inside your mouth that is going to be very sensitive. So if you can basically make sure that you're using like a toothpaste without fluoride, without chemicals, if you can use a toothpaste with a combination of chamomile, echinacea and tea tree, okay, and also if you could use like a mouthwash in combination like tea tree, aloe vera, maybe chamomile if possible. possible, without fluoride, without chemicals or any rubbish like that, okay? So this is something that I would highly suggest you. And of course, acerola cherry powder, because inside your gums, you know, vitamin C is going to help you quite a lot to actually for the painful gums, like for the gums in general, to rejuvenate your gums, you know, with the gum healing in general. Vitamin C is absolutely brilliant. So acerola cherry powder, what I recommend every week, is going to give you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C per you know, little teaspoon. You drink it every single thing, like every single first thing in the morning, and that is going to help you quite nicely. On another hand, what else is going to be quite issue with you, my gorgeous Leonis, and it seems to be for a while now, your skeleton in general, your skeleton, your back and your muscles are going to be quite sensitive this week. So I would highly suggest you to make sure that you're like having certain exercises, that you sleep in the correct way, and also calcium, magnesium and zinc is something that I again recommend you for this, because it's going to be very good for your muscles, and at the same time it's going to be good for your bones. And also vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, zinc and vitamin D is something that I highly suggest you to top up on this week indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or only your GP can actually tell you and let you know whether this is happening or not. If this is happening or not. Only your GP, sorry. No! Only your GP can tell you if you're able to. God! Only your GP can tell you whether you are able to take this or not, whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. That's what I was going to say. Whether this can interact with your existing medications or not, okay? But it's important for you to take this, because your skeleton and your muscles are going to be quite sensitive this week. When it comes to the actual relationship, it's just so important, because you're both going to come up to the certain agreement. It's going to become evident for both of you. You're actually not going to come to the certain agreement to the final thing, but something is going to take place, certain realization that it's later gonna go into the huge massive agreement. But now you will know that this is going to take place, but something that you wanted to do in a really long time, it's going to have a swift change, and it's going to be good, it's going to be positive, and it's going to be significant. It's also a lot to do with like a financial situation getting so much better. Oh my lord, no. When it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, like my gorgeous Leonis, I would like, honestly, my god, you can have some fun. You're gonna feel very radiant this week. You're gonna meet lots of people. That's gonna be great, you know, when it comes to all this is absolutely brilliant. But I'm going to tell you that to be really careful, because there is a little devilish person going to be around you. So which means that the devilish person is going to be such a devilish in such a way where they will be very sexy, they will be very attractive and things like that, but at the same time they will be just as bad, just as low, just as evil. But it's just sometimes when they're so devilish, you know, it's such a thick energy that you know that something is wrong, you know that something is not right, but you can't just pinpoint, because these people are just, these particular ones, they're just so much very, very powerful when it comes to hiding and concealing the particular genuine energy that is just genuine, like in a bad way, of course. So the devilish person is going to be around you, but this is going to be the part of your test, my gorgeous Leonis. But you will be able to feel that something is not quite right, and this is when I recommend to just move away from this person. Just don't start anything. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but most certainly there is somebody who's going to be around you this week, and I need you to be a little bit careful, not only to don't like go and do vavavoonish things with that person, you know, but it's just basically like when it comes to like you talking about certain things that are concerning only you, private things, you know, be careful. If you don't feel like talking about something private in front of somebody, if you feel this energy, just step away, you know. It's your spirit guides, it's your intuition, it's trying to protect you and guide you indeed. Okay, so just be a little bit careful. You are gonna have a great time this week. You're gonna meet lots of people, but as soon as you feel that someone is not right, just like basically just be a little bit careful indeed. Okay, I'm just going to come back in one second. I'm just going to carry on with the Virgolini. With Virgo. Just 1 second. Sorry. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough about a living, make a better place for you and for me. 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 Hello, my gorgeous Virgo. My gorgeous Virgo. Now it's your turn, my beautiful Virgolinis. This is for the week from the 16th until the 22nd of September. Okay, so basically, what is going to happen, my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful Virgo Linis? You are going to realize that somebody is just acting a little bit strange around you this week. Somebody is going to act a little bit bizarre around you this week, but it's nothing that you are going to be completely like surprised about. It's nothing that is going to be completely surprise you. It is just going to kind of make you realize that to be just a little bit careful, to be a little bit careful when it comes to the certain person around you. Like, you say this is life. I'm afraid, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this is life. And sometimes even the people that are in our lives so prominent, even the people in our lives that are so significant, even people in our lives that means to us so much, even people in our lives that we trust to the most, you know, we still have to kind of be sometimes careful about. Sometimes you don't say everything, and sometimes you know, you're gonna learn. I'm not saying that you didn't learn. I'm not saying that this is about some kind of heavy karmic lesson, but most certainly it is going to be very important learning experience that you are going to have this week, and you're gonna need to learn how to shut your mouth. No, I'm joking. No, in a way you're gonna need to kind of like learn that sometimes, you know, certain things can be taken like against you. So this is going to be a little bit of a testy wiki when you're gonna realize like that you're gonna need to test the water a little bit, but the way that you're gonna test the water, it's gonna be up to you, and you're gonna need to be able to use your own power when it comes to your own intuition, because your own intuition is not going to lead you astray. In fact, it's going to help you to make a certain decision, and that particular decision is going to be responsible for making a massive, huge, absolutely enormous jump when it comes to your life, my gorgeous Virgolinis. There is so much that is just going to take place this week indeed, but it's all leading down towards one thing. It's all boiling down towards a certain point. It's all going down towards a certain stage. You are going to make a very big decision. You're going to make a very important decision, the decision that you're going to make very, very soon. It is not going to happen this week, my babies, Virgolinis, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It is not going to happen this week, but this week is going to be directly responsible for you confirming something so vavavumish, something so important, and something so significant when it comes to your life. I like it because your life is getting to the very important stage, and you know what, you thought that it was like maybe fantasy, or what you thought like it's not going to happen, what you thought it's not going to work, now it's going to have a nice turnaround, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. And that in itself is just going to make you realize not only the determination, you know, but it's also going to make you realize something about the future planning and some very important stage. Actually, it's going to happen and unfold so much sooner. This is going to be so good, and this is going to be so important, and this is going to be so significant for you. And at the same time, it's going to bring you the new prospect, new direction, the realization, accomplishment, and the hope when the certain stage of your life, certain part of your life didn't work. Now this is going to bring you the hope, because you will have a very important recognition. And the recognition that you're going to have, it's going to come through somebody like praising you up. Somebody's going to tell you something, but that is going to mean so much to you in particular, because it's going to come from the right person. It's going to come from the right mouth. It's going to come from the actually right person. And that in itself is going to mark a very important stage in your life. On one hand, it's going to be an important beginning, but then on another hand, an important completion. And that in itself, that completion is directly going to be connected to a certain traveling or a certain journey. Indeed. And the fact that you've got more resources than you need in order to move on, and in order to do something really big, in order to do something really important, and in order to make something really important decision. This is so significant, my gorgeous Virgolinis, that at the same time you are going to get like a balanced force and harmony. And I'm so happy that you're going to have a balanced force and harmony, and the firmness. Oh my God, I love you so much, my gorgeous Virgolinis. The firmness, which means that you will be dealing with some kind of situation with the person that wasn't too honest with you this week. Oh, this is so difficult to explain. My God, you will be dealing with the person who wasn't too honest to you this week, but like normally you would be scared. Normally you will feel emotional. Normally you would feel like a little bit too paranoid, a little bit scared, and a little bit anxious, which is absolutely fine. All of it is fine, because sometimes you like to think too much. You're very powerful. You're very deep. You're very spiritual, and all these feelings and all these energies can actually kind of make it even more prominent when it comes to you feeling confusing. So when you get the right balance of energy, when it comes to the actual firmness, you are going to kind of like dealing with something, and you in a certain way like you should normally deal with, and that in itself is going to be an important stage. The bottom line is that there is going to be like the kind of you're gonna kind of realize something, some kind of lie, some kind of negativity connected to somebody, but that is just going to be so important, because it's just going to kind of make you react very quickly in a certain way. And that is going to be an amazing moment in time, because on one hand you're going to become like aware of the negative situation that could have arise. On another hand, something is going to be confirmed to you, and then again on another hand there is a whole new option that is going to become so important to you, something that you wanted to happen, something that where you wanted your life to develop and to be, and now this is going to kind of confirm things for you even more. On one hand, it's a lot to do with a certain enslavement situation, because lots of you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, have found yourself in a situation where you just don't see like kind of way out. You just kind of like a little bit confused with your current situation. This is when it comes to your life. This is when it comes to things that you have been doing. This is when it comes to like maybe your love life, maybe your friends. Something is just getting very bubbling so much, and something is getting a very important stage. Something is coming to the very important point. So that's why lots of Virgolinis lately have been like a little bit confused with the situation, like in such a way when you find yourself in a bubble, floating around everywhere, floating above your life, and you're just a little bit here, you're a little bit there, you're a little bit there, and nothing kind of makes sense anymore. I'm not saying it's like, oh no, like completely, but this is where things are going to develop. This is the way things are going to unfold, and this is purely because the completion, very important completion, it's about to happen. So as more uncertain you feel, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and especially this week, you're going to feel like a little bit uncertain. So as more uncertain you feel, the more powerful you're going to feel later on. As more confused you feel, the more sharp you're going to feel later on. And when I say later on, December 2019 is going to be very much so significant and strong and powerful when it comes to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because there is going to be an amazing moment that you are going to have in December, but it's all going to be completely connected to what is happening right now. Absolutely mind-blowing stage, my gorgeous Virgolinis, mind-blowing stage. And look at this. This is so important because you are going to realize some kind of negative situation that is actually unfolded, that could have unfolded. So you're also going to be dealing with something and you're going to make a really important decision, and decision that you're going to make, it almost immediately it's going to become evident that you have escaped some kind of situation, and that situation is also going to make you awake, and it's going to be like an amazing awakening for you, which is going to give you control over a situation, and that in itself is going to bring a beautiful right balance, strength, courage, energy, determination, you know, like confidence, and it's all through your own accomplishment. And this is the bottom line, is that this is going to be an important moment of awakening when you're going to make a very significant decision. And also what else I was going to say is just basically about the progress. This is going to be an amazing progress that you are going to have, and also very important influence, you know, somebody who means to you a lot, somebody who you know for a long time, like your best friend or something like that, like a family member, somebody who knows you, somebody who understands you, somebody who really loves you. It's also going to have an amazing idea, an amazing suggestion, and that is going to be everything, because it's going to kind of like also prove something to you. By the same time, it's all about the motivation and influence that you are going to get, and you are going to gain through that, and that is going to be absolutely everything, because most certainly this is going to lead towards your own even better success. New plan, a new option, it's going to take place, and you're going to be that much closer towards something really, really big. You are going to find yourself like being really surprised with like a couple of things that you feel drawn to. Two things, two new options, two new plans that are just going to kind of become, oh, why don't you do me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know, it's going to be the moment, the week of awakening, when you're just going to feel kind of shaked up, and you're going to be reminded that there are things in life that they are going on and happening, but you're ignoring them. So there are two of them that are going to require your energy, your attention. But this is going to be so good, because most certainly this is going to be the right moment in time, and it's also going to help you to karmically make a very important decision, you know, to karmically to see what doesn't like kind of work in your life anymore. There are a couple of things that are coming to an end, but also an important journey and trip. It's also going to take place. Okay, what else I was going to say is just like a basically what else is going to be quite important for you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Do you know what? Dun dun dun, like an important invitation. You are going to have an invitation opportunity this week, and this is going to be mind-blowing. Okay, this is all about a certain approach. It is all about your advancement of your life in general, and it's all to do with like the actual attraction and request. There is a request that is going to become very significant, so any request you have, you just go for it, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Go for it, because this is going to be the beginning of the adventure. So it means that it's going to have an element of surprise, so it's going to be like a conceal, it's going to be like a hidden a little bit, so you're going to need to dig a little bit to find this out, to get to this particular dimension. So this is how it works. So most certainly this is going to be all about the request, challenge, proposal, and the proposition. An opportunity is going to arise, and it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because it is going to be, on one hand, you will have a need to learn something really good, to learn something really important, and you're going to like this new stage, because it's going to make you feel really varvoomish. But on another hand, this is about the creation, the beginning, and invention, the beginning of something really big, but also the realization that just, you know, this is about the rewards from something that you have been working on, but at the same time the realization about a certain capability where you are about to rediscover yourself. You are about to discover yourself, but you're also, most importantly, about to rediscover something very important about yourself, very important about your life, very important about your skills, and most importantly, the whole new option that is going to be connected to this, that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and most certainly it is going to give you the reason for celebration, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This week you will celebrate, and you're going to feel happy, because in an annoying stage it's coming to an end, an annoying point, an annoying stage in your life, it's simply coming to an end, and that in itself is going to make you feel so good. It's going to have a healing effect on you. you, which means that this affected you in so many ways. The karma was very heavy, and as soon as this healing feeling comes, that means that this is just going to make you feel so much good and so much better about yourself, and most certainly an inspiration, the whole new inspiration, determination and initiative and strength that you are going to have, because my babies, this is going to be the week of the very important transformation and rebirth that you're actually going to have. Okay, you are going to be in, there is going to be an indecisive situation, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Just remember, the success is about to come. The success is about to happen. Great week for those of you who are looking for work. Keep on applying, my babies, my baby Virgolinis. You're gonna get something very important. If you want some kind of proposition, if you want some kind of like a promotion and things like that, this is gonna be an amazing work to do as much as you can, because the success is coming. A very important stage in your life. Lots of people will notice you. Lots of people will sense you in so many different ways, especially in this particular week. So you need to use this energy to the best of your abilities indeed. So it's basically going to be an indecisive situation that you are going to have, and that indecisive situation is just going to be so much connected to your own success. But you need to remember something, my baby Virgolinis. You need to remember to follow your own intuition, to trust yourself, trust yourself. This is the moment in time when the awakening is going to be huge. The moment in time when awakening is going to be very, very significant when it comes to you and your particular journey. So you have to trust your own intuition, okay? And that is the answer, because the indecisive situation, when it to do with, and it's a lot to do with the success, and it's a lot to do with a certain burden which is coming to an end. So there's going to be a decision, an option that you are going to make, and there are going to be a couple of lies that you're going to get rid of at the same time, because on one hand, this is going to be the problem is going to come to an end, burden is going to come to an end, karma is going to come to an end, confusing stage of your life is coming to an end, and the success, it's about to come. Success is about to happen, but it's a lot to do with your fact that you've got more resources than you need in order to move on, to make a big decision. Completion is going of the certain stage of your life, and traveling. Certain traveling is going to become very evident, because you're going to need to become the part of the certain journey in order to sort something else out. Something is going to happen, or something happened not that long ago, some while back in your life, but there is a certain traveling journey that is very much so strongly connected to that part of your life. You're going to need to make certain journey in order to sort something out, but before you make this certain journey, you still need to sort something out. Do you know what I mean? So you need to sort something out, you need to finish something out, you need to edit something, you're going to need to make a little readjustment and adjustment with something that you started, and then once that's done, then you can go for the certain planning, certain traveling, which is just going to take place, which is really, really important. But this is all towards your own success, and the good news that you are going to hear as well about your own particular advancement. And when it comes to the actual negotiations, there's going to be very important negotiation that you are going to take, that is actually going to take this place this week. An important negotiation. It's going to be mind-blowing. On another hand, if you do need to have a certain negotiation, just go for it, because this week is going to be so much better. You're going to work with these particular vibrations, and it's going to be so much better than it would normally be. So that's why I'm saying this is all connected, and it's very, very, very important indeed. Okay, and your justice is coming this week, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Your justice is coming for something that you waited for a long time. Watch this space, my babies. Watch this space. Okay, my Virgolinis, when it comes to the actual health, you see, you just need to make sure that your back, you sit in the correct way, because your lower back is going to be very sensitive, and then your shoulders as well are going to be very sensitive this week. So just make sure that you sleep in the correct way. Make sure that you sit down in the correct way, make sure that you're doing the right exercises. If you can do exercises, make sure that you're doing certain exercises that are actually helping you to break this energy and to exercise these muscles when it comes to your back. But also, it is the cold and flu symptoms that are so significant, my gorgeous Virgolinis, when it comes to you. So now, especially when it comes to you and the cold and flu symptoms, I would highly suggest you to get like a acerola. I know I've been saying it so far, I know, but this is something that I take myself, and it's important. Acerola cherry powder, organic acerola cherry powder, 1080 milligrams of vitamin C you will get on that little teaspoon. You take that much water, you drink it, you know, every single morning. Is so essential, super essential, okay? And that is going to help you quite a lot when it comes to actual vitamin C. So important. On another hand, what else I was going to say is like a wheatgrass. Wheatgrass, please, is going to help you a lot to flush out the toxins and to get rid of the bad toxins, and it's going to help you with rejuvenation quite a lot. I would also highly recommend you to take this in the morning, like a little bit of wheatgrass. It doesn't taste the best, you know. Lots of people are going to say, ew, it tastes horrible. To me, it tastes absolutely fine. Like, it tastes like a grass, you know. It doesn't have sugar or anything else, you know. Organic, like a New Zealand, I would probably suggest to get a wheatgrass, like an organic New Zealand wheatgrass, and just take it like this every single morning as well. This is going to help you quite a lot, okay? And what else is going to, I was going to say to you, it's to get like echinacea, little tincture, organic echinacea. If you can take this for a few weeks, then a couple of weeks break, then you take a few weeks again, and then you don't take it, you know, for a while. You don't take this all the time. You only take it when you need it for a while, and then you stop, because these are herbal products, natural products, and your body will just get used to it. And if your body gets used to it, then there is no effect. You see, acerola cherry powder you can take, but when it comes to like echinacea, that's not something that you actually take all the time at all. But it's so significant, and it's important to take echinacea to boost your immune system by increasing the white cells count. You take that much water, you put a little bit of tincture in the water, and you drink it. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, then just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. But I highly suggest you to take this to, against cold and flu, because I think Virgolinis are going to be prone to this quite a lot. Okay, when it comes to those of you in relationships, like ooh la la, it is the beautiful harmony, it is the beautiful trust. So something is going to happen, beautiful realization, beautiful idea. It's gonna go on the whole next level. Something that you were thinking about before, something that you were talking about before to your partner, with your partner, that is gonna go on the whole next level, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant indeed. It looks like your relationship is going to go on the whole next level after this moment in time, because there is some kind of new option going to become available, and you're both going to be like, ooh la la, I like it. Okay, so now I like it, I like the way you do, na 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 na. Okay, anyway. So basically, for those of you Virgolinis who are actually single and ready to mingy, it looks like you're going to be naughty this week, okay? It looks like you're going to have a great time. It looks like you're going to be flirting, and this is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to be flirting with some really significant people. You're going to be flirting with some really important people when it comes to being successful, and it's also when it comes to them looking really nice, and you're going to have like feel on top of the world, because you will get lots of response by the people who you wouldn't think that they would respond to you, like, you know, like maybe people who you think like, oh no, they look too good to respond to me or something, you know, like that type of thing. And this is going to be so good for your confidence and for your self-esteem and for your power. This is all about you really enjoying yourself and having a great time this week indeed, because it's going to be great for your confidence, and it's going to boost your confidence, and it's going to make you feel so good about yourself. But also, more importantly, you're about to meet somebody who's going to play an important role later on when you meet somebody else. That particular person is going to be directly connected to somebody else who is just going to become Vavavumish part of your life, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Okay. Now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my beautiful Libra. Libera. Okay? Libera. Libera, 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 ra, ra, libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 libera. Libera, 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 libera. Libera, libera, libera. Libera, 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 libera. See, it's again little butterfly. Libera, butterfly. Libera. Libera, 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 libera. My gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful Libera, Libera, Libera. You better behave this week. Better behave this week. This week it's going to be naughty, 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 naughty. Because this week it's going to be naughty in a good way. Naughty in an optimistic way. Naughty in the way where you will discover, rediscover and find out something very important about your stage. Very important about your life, very important about your spiritual journey. On one hand, you're going to feel like a naughty, and on another hand, you're going to feel quite adventurous. And this is so important because you are on the crossroads. This week is an important week for you, my gorgeous Liberini, because you are going to be on the crossroads that are going to be very significant. And most certainly the answer to your indecisive question is going to be yes. But most importantly, it's just basically about you feeling a little bit naughty, and about you feeling a little bit adventurous, and about you tasting the certain stage and the certain part of your life. This is all going to happen. And you know what? It's good to be naughty. It's good to be adventurous. It's good to be optimistic. And it's good. It's important because that in itself, it's also going to be the beginning of something very important, of an important stage, of an important unfoldment in your life, my gorgeous Libra. Because on one hand, you're going to kind of surprise yourself in the best possible way. On another hand, that is going to bring you really wonderful and interesting option. And on another hand, that is going to make you realize that it's moment and it's time for you to move on with your life. Sometimes for us to move on with our lives, we need to do things a little bit slightly differently. And sometimes, you know, when we want to move on with our lives, we need to do certain edits and certain adjustments that we may not like, and they may be a little bit difficult. They may be a little bit uneasy, they may be a little bit negative, they may feel us a little bit scary, but you know it's going to be for the best. And this is exactly what is going to happen here. Something is going to happen, you're going to do something, you're going to be a little bit naughty, but in the best of the possible of ways. You know, you're going to be good, you know, good naughty, but it is just going to be very good for yourself because it is going to be very adventurous. But on another hand, you're going to realize that your life is about to start changing, and you're also going to realize exactly what are you missing out on. This is going to be so significant because it's an important moment in your life, and the whole new stage is about to unfold after that moment. So any moment you have, my gorgeous Libra, any moment you have, my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra, this week, where you feel like a little bit adventurous, but you feel a little bit naughty at the same time, something that you could do but you shouldn't be doing, but you know it's going to be right. This is going to be a moment in time, because that in itself is going to be an important moment of unfoldment. This is so important, and it's so deep, and it's so spiritual that it's just going to require certain ritual later on for you to celebrate this, because at the same time something really annoying is going to come to an end. A problem, huge problem, is going to come to an end, because finally through this situation, through this option, you are going to have a conclusion to this problem. And that problem is also, oh my god, it's going to make you feel so good. It's going to put a big smile on your face, you know. And it's not only that it's coming to an end, but it's also going to kind of like bring a satisfactory result, actually, because it's going to be about a certain compromise that you're going to need to make. And that's the compromise that I was talking about before. And it's sometimes in order to get the necessary changes, in order to start the necessary changes, we need to kind of be a little bit fiery. We need to kind of like go with the flow, but it's just also, it may not feel like so good and so optimistic to start with. But hey, my my baby. You know, it's just all about life. It's all about healing. It's all about doing things and trying things and starting things in order and until we kind of find ourselves and rediscover ourselves. This is such an important moment in time, because it's all about this new passion about to be born this week. New passion, my gorgeous Libra, new option, new idea that you're also going to have. You know, I have to say that there is going to be somebody that you're going to be a little bit like a little bit disappointed about. So I need you to be a little bit careful, especially when it comes to like a certain negotiations, and especially when it comes to like buying something really big, especially when it comes to starting something really big, especially when it comes to signing things. My gorgeous Libra, I need you to be a little bit careful. I'm not saying not to do it, but just be a little bit careful, especially if you feel like a little bit of vavumish, like a no baby, no vavumish feeling, okay? Because there is going to be the certain somebody very materialistic around you, and I don't like this little bastard, you know, I don't like this little snake, you know, I don't like it. The snakes of the teeth of these snakes are not too big, so it can't like hurt you too much, but you can still get a pretty nice bite, okay? So that's why I need you to be careful, and just to avoid this person, kind of, if you feel that somebody's like not genuine or something like that, just step away from the situation, because there is some kind of negative person going to be around, and this is the person who is actually using people, and it's actually bad as well. You will be able to sense this person. Perhaps this person could also be around somebody in your life as well, somebody who means to you so much, like your family member or your partner or your child or something like that, your best friend, you know. Please see. Number 7 is also going to be connected to this particular person. Number 7 for some reason. But also see who, if you feel like, if you see a friend or you see a partner, you see a family member, and you feel like, oh my god, if somebody comes to you like to your mind, like particular person, you know, like oh no, that person is bad to them, you know, that is most certainly going to be it. So that's why it is also going to be very important from you to kind of be very tactical, the way you say this to these people, the way you're gonna explain this to these people, the way you're gonna kind of start conversation with these people, because these are the people that are normally in disguise. These people are not very easy to spot. And that's why I'm saying that it's going to be very important for you to balance yourself out and just to kind of start from the right direction when you start talking about it, if it is to do with somebody in your life. And also, you're going to get an important advice this week, an important advice that you're going to get this week from somebody who you think of very highly. And that advice is going to be so significant when it comes to you making a very mature and responsible decision. You know, my gorgeous Libra, that the midweek, the bottom line is that there's going to be an advice that you're going to get. Okay, let me tell you this. At around the midweek, you are going to feel kind of like indecisive, but it's not so much about being indecisive. It's about you being a kind of like part of the situation when you need to kind of, you have to give a certain advice. You need to make a certain input. So what is going to happen? You're gonna need to be very mature and very responsible and very reliable and very certain of this kind of like decision that you're going to make. But that is also going to be connected to you talking to someone very wise, to you getting an advice from someone very special, from you getting an advice from someone very significant in your life, who is very sympathetic and understanding, and that person is going to be directly responsible for you in order to kind of like react and act in responsible way, mature and responsible way. Let me tell you, something that you have to have a patience with, and something that you had patience with, some kind of problem, a certain stage in your life is slowly coming to the certain vavavumish point where you're gonna realize you had lots of patience, but now it's time to move on. Now it's time to make a decision. Now it's time to start new. Now it's time for the new option. Now it's time for the new direction. Now it's time for the new dimension. Very significant moment in time indeed, which is gonna confuse you a little bit, but you're gonna be able to see crystal clear, to sense crystal clear. You're going to be part of all these different dimensions that are going to be absolutely mind-blowing indeed. And what is actually going to happen here, that is going to help you to do something very important, to make a very important decision, and that in itself is going to be the start of something very significant, because it is going to help you to reflect in such a way where you will also kind of have an option, like to kind of go for the certain stage, an option for the whole some kind of a learning. Something is missing. You will see, you will realize that something is missing in your life, something that you will need to bring in, and it's gonna come through. It's gonna manifest as in form of the new direction, but it's like a new little experience, learning option. But it's to do with what you do now. It's to do with what you're focusing now. It's to do with what you want to achieve and what's missing. It's all this together. It's going to be vavumish indeed, because that in itself is going to be an incredible moment in time indeed, because on one hand it's going to help you to deal with the burden that you had for the last 10 months, but on another hand this is all about your accomplishment, harmony, and the success that is about to come through forward. And that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, because it's also going to make you deal with like a certain enslaved situation, something that was going on for such a long time in your life and you don't like it. It's just draining your energy. You know it's coming to an end. You know it's not meant to be there anymore. And this is all about the actual turning the plates around, turning the situation around, finding yourself on the another side of the rainbow, where you're going to be very creative, where you're going to have a completely new beginning and start of something very, very important. And this is all, my gorgeous Libra, down to your recognition, your honor, the ultimate change indeed. You know, the fact that you're capable, so capable, my gorgeous Libra, you indeed are. You do have a perfect balance with intuition, spirituality, the work, career, success. You have got an absolutely incredible balance, and you are going to have a really, when it comes to the actual rewards, you know, this week it's going to be huge, because it's all about the rewards from hard work and success, and the fact that other people around you are going to admire you. This is going to be the thing. This is going to be so significant, and it's going to be dominating above all, because you are going to be admired by some really important people in your life. Oh my goodness. What else I was going to say? This is all about your recognition, my gorgeous Libra, and it's all about what you wanted to happen, and it's all about your own success, you see, and it's all about the material attainment that is going to make you realize that you're in advanced level, and that in itself is just going to make you realize it's all about the victory and difficult, a certain difficulty that you're going to go over, and that is going to make you feel very stable in those areas of your life where you felt like really uncertain, because it's all about your success and big wish coming through, coming forward. This is very exciting, my lord. It's very, very exciting indeed. And what else I was going to say is just basically it is all about transition, change, reversal of your life when it comes to like those things that are slowly coming to an end, and it's all about the deep concentration, application, and study. It's what I said. You need to make sure to realize that whatever you feel like kind of connected to, like drawn to, just go for it, because this week is all about the brand new prospects, brand new option, brand new stage coming in. Whether you're working, whether you're not working, whether you're retired, it doesn't matter. By the end of this week, the whole new option is going to become very relevant. It is going to make you feel like it is going to put you in like a contemplating mood, but this is going to be the good contemplating mood, because this is all about the actual good news and gain and advancement of your own stage that is going to surprise you to such a point that, you know, it's what you expected, but it's going to be advanced and it's going to be brilliant. And also at the same time, it's all about success, gain, and overcoming certain obstacle, which is going to have a beautiful, beautiful effect on you indeed. And the justice. Your justice is coming, my beautiful babies. And those of you that are waiting for justice for a really long time, for someone to decide for you, most certainly this is going to be the good news. And also, if you do want to start some kind of a justice, if you do want to start any kind of justice, any kind of procedure, and things like that, this week is going to be great. It will be absolutely brilliant, because you will go with this flow and you will achieve so much more than you would normally actually achieve. This is all about transformation indeed. Okay, when it comes to the actual health, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to the actual health, you see your shoulders are going to be quite sensitive as well. Like lots of shoulders and lots of back are going to be sensitive this week indeed. But it's nothing unusual. So just make sure that you sit in the correct way. Make sure that you sleep on a side, like with a big nice pillow, with like a pillow in between your legs as well, because it's going to help you to relax your back in a certain way. Otherwise, they wouldn't. And also what I was going to say is just to make sure that you are like kind of using like a natural toothpaste without fluoride, you know, like with the tea tree and with chamomile and aloe vera perhaps, and also like a mouthwash, organic natural mouthwash with aloe vera and the tea tree. It will be fantastic. So it's going to help you with your sensitive gums. And also at the same time, my gorgeous Libra, carry on taking acerola cherry powder, because you're also going to have like a cold and flu symptoms as well at the same time as a sensitive gums. And the vitamin C powder is also going to help you with like a cold and flu symptoms, but at the same time vitamin C is also going to help you with like with the healing of your gums as well. What else I was going to say, please do take spirulina, which is also going to help you with your energy levels, something that I think that you are going to benefit from like there is no tomorrow. Spirulina, you can take it in a tablet form or organic, just spirulina, nothing added, or in a powder form. In a powder form is a little bit more difficult to take because it's a very strong taste, so it's up to you. But if you take these products, just make sure that they're organic, natural, and without nothing else added in. Spirulina and the acerola cherry powder, okay? Very, very important for you to take because it's going to boost your immune system against cold and flu, increase your gum healing, but also spirulina is going to give you lots of vavavoonish energy indeed. If you are on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or you need to check with your GP whether this can interact with your existing medications or not, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. I have to say this, although these products are natural that I recommend, but I have to say this. Okay, so when it comes to those of you that are actually in relationship, my gorgeous Libra, ooh la la, for those of you that are in relationship, there is something very important going to unfold. Something is going to happen, okay, and what is going to happen is going to require from you like to sit down and to make some kind of decision, and this decision is almost going to be sacred. This decision is going to be really important, and it's going to be connected to the certain ritual, okay, so that's why I'm saying an important moment in time when it comes to the actual couples, because you're going to make a certain decision, and that decision is going to be important because it's almost going to require like a certain ritual, and almost you're getting to the very important stage when it comes to your life and when it comes to your relationship, which is going to allow you like to kind of like try and start a new option, new direction in your both lives. When it comes to those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, you see, I like it, na 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 na. Oh, never mind. Yeah. When it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, like go out and just enjoy yourself, because this radiance is going to be like absolutely beautiful. This radiance that you're going to have, it's going to be absolutely significant, and you're going to be flirting a lot, and you're going to get a lot of flirty, backy. But there is someone in particular that I quite like, you know, somebody that you're going to meet, somebody that's going to become the part of the scenario. For some reason, you're going to think that they're too nice for you, but not in a bad way. Behave. No, for some reason you're gonna think that they're too nice to you, like, but you will be able to kind of understand and feel what I was saying here once you come across the situation. But there is someone very beautiful, someone very nice, somebody very clever, intelligent, smart in so many different ways, my lord, gonna become the part of the scenario. My gorgeous Libra, there is someone very special that you're going to meet this week that is going to become the part of the scenario later on, okay? But this is just going to be the beginning. So watch this space, my gorgeous Libra. Watch this space. Libra. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my mysterious Scorpio. Scorpio, come out to play. Scorpio, come out to play. Scorpio, come out to play. What are you waiting for? Come out to play. Scorpioni, come out to play. It's time. It's gonna be incredible. September till December, it's gonna be like ooh la la. There is a lot going to be that you're gonna be surprised about. There is a lot going to happen that you're gonna feel connected to. There's a lot going to happen that you're gonna start feeling optimistic about. Suddenly there are things gonna start appearing, but especially from this week, when you're gonna feel like, oh my god, I can't understand that this just happened. And there are also going to be certain people that are gonna return into your life. I'm not saying that they're gonna be knocking on your door and saying hello, but maybe it could be like a little message somewhere. Maybe it's gonna be like some message to the network or message on the phone or whatever. But certainly certain people are also going to be the part of this wonderful energy shift, this wonderful dimension that you're actually going to start going through. This week is going to feel like a little bit weird. It's going to feel a little bit like a slow to start with, but at the same time it is just going to be so important, because at the same time you're actually going to feel the great determination, okay, and the initiative and strength. That is going to happen right from the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, and I like it because it's all about what is going to be the next stage of your life, what is going to be the next stage of your journey. You're going to be surprised with a really fast progress, really quick progress of your life, and some certain stage it's also going to surprise you, but it is going to come through a certain person, which is going to happen this week, and something is going to be offered to you. And the reason why something is going to be offered to you and you're going to be surprised is only because this is coming with a whole new balance, with a whole new dimension, with this whole new harmony, and that in itself is just going to make you feel kind of like a more sharp, and it's going to give you like a lots of confidence. It's going to work on your self-esteem so beautifully. I'm not saying that you need a problem, that you have a problem with self-esteem. I'm just saying that instead of thinking about a new stage in your life like a something negative or something really low, you are just going to have a really nice twisty, and that twisty is actually going to help you to open your eyes in a slightly different way, which is going to help you to see like maybe like a negative situation or like a slightly like a not that happy situation. It's going to become like an adventure, and that in itself is going to be the beginning of something really special, because you're going to realize that your life is about to start changing, and you're also going to realize that there is a certain departure and journey that is going to start making sense here. You're going to need to make a really important decision, because the completion of your life, it's about to happen here. When I say that the completion about your life, it's about to take place, it's about to happen here, it's just going to kind of like when the completion happens, it's karmically, it's a very important week, it's a very strong week, and this is why it starts feeling like a very strange, like a different dimension. We are always part of the different dimensions, few different dimensions. We are multi-dimensional beings, I know, but especially when our spiritual journey it's coming to the certain point, to the certain direction, to the certain stage, to the certain conclusion, that in itself is bringing the new element, the new energy in, and that energy that is going to come through, it's also going to make you realize that, and it's going to make you feel like, you know, you want to make and you want to start certain change as well. Somebody else is going to inspire you, and it's also going to be this beautiful energy, like spiritual petrol that you are going to have through this petrol, the spiritual petrol that was maybe missing, because you would just be very, very deep, and you will be thinking about, you were focusing on a certain stage, certain parts of your life, but then somehow you just stopped like kind of focusing on the other stage of your life that became as important as this one. And this is all about shining a light on like all those elements of your life and the parts of your life that you maybe didn't pay attention to, but you should have. It's going to come and it's going to happen as a kind of like a resolution of the problem that you are going to have, and you know, you're going to realize that there is some kind of expectation. You're going to expect a little difficulties like later on, but it's not going to be really bad. This is going to be something that is going to become like very adventurous, and something that you're going to become very strongly about. And as the time goes by, and especially like in November November and December are going to be absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to you, my gorgeous Scorpionis. Indeed, because this is when all these changes and all these options and all these ideas and directions are actually going to start taking place. But this week is going to be huge and very powerful when it comes to the actual harmony and bringing things together, making certain and necessary adjustments, because these adjustments are going to be absolutely mind-blowing later on. It is all about you being very wise, very, very intuitive, and also it is all about transition, change, and a certain sacrifice you're going to realize that you're going to need to make. And the sacrifice that you're going to need to make is going to be connected to your home, to your living arrangements, to your home environment, and also it's all about the readjustment, regeneration, and rebirth that this is going to be followed by. It's absolutely brilliant, and you are entering a very, very important stage in your life, my gorgeous Scorpionis. Be as open-minded as you can. You're going to find yourself, like, although the energy is going to be like really strange, like but you love that. You like this. You love the strange energy. You love strange things. You love unusual things. This is where you find yourself. You're one of the most significant signs to find yourself really quickly when the energy is like quite strange, when the energy is unusual, when the energy is very sensitive indeed. And that's why I'm saying that you're going to be floating on top of so much. You're going to be able to look at your life from a slightly different direction, and that in itself is just going to bring you a fantastic determination, initiative, and strength, because the certain part of your life is going to become evident. And now it is all about you feeling very, very deep, emotionally deep, very strong and very ecstatic and very powerful. And that in itself, it's also going to automatically help you to deal with a certain stage and issue that was just a long time the part of your problem. Also, what I quite like is the conclusion that is just going to take place to the problem, that is just going to inspire you in so many different ways, and it's going to make you feel almost artistic. Like, basically it's going to give you so much energy, it's going to give you so much power, and it's going to make you feel so much better. Okay. And on another hand, what else I was going to say is just that basically it is about the actual prosperity, prosperity that is going to become evident, but at the same time there's certain like a big change around your home. It's gonna also become very evident. Somebody within your family, or somebody who means to you so much, somebody around you, it's actually going to be gone through. It's gonna go through something very special, very important, very successful, and that is going to be so as important for you, because you will be very proud of this person in the best possible way. You will be so proud, but you have a very strong connection to this person. Let me tell you something, Scorpione. Basically, sometimes when the right people are all the people in our lives are meant to be there. They're meant to be part of our spiritual journey. They're meant to be part of our lives. We learn through them. We have our karma. We are tested through them. We go through so much. And also, when these people are in our lives, they're in our lives for many different reasons. So there is someone very special in your life that it's actually going to have a mind-blowing success that you're going to hear about, that you're going to become aware of, that it's going to become so relevant to you and your life. And that is going to make you feel so good, because genuinely you're going to have a very big vavavumish smile on your face. But that, on another hand, it's also going to reflect on you, on your situation, so beautiful, and it's going to inspire you. And this is going to be so good, because this is the moment when it's going to be like tick. This is the moment when it's going to be so important. This is the moment that is going to be probably the most significant moment, because on one hand you're going to be able to escape like almost like enslavement situation, the situation that became so boring in your life. But on another hand, this is also going to become the breath of a fresh air. This is going to be like a breath of a fresh air in your life. It's going to help you to recognize something, such an important issue in your life, something that you want to do, a new option, new plans indeed. But at the same time, this is all about the hope and bright prospects that are about to start in your life. It's so important. It's unbelievable. And you're gonna need to, it's all gonna boil down to, my gorgeous Scorpionis, that by the end of this week you're gonna need to make a decision, and you will know that this decision is absolutely so important, and it's so mature, and it's so significant. And I say important, mature, and significant because you will come across with a situation that is going to put you on the path, on the way, where you're going to be much closer. You're about to have a little shortcut, my gorgeous Scorpionis. Listen to me, babies. This week, in between the 16th and the 22nd of September, you're actually going to have a really important shortcut. Something is going to happen. It's going to be like Wheel of Fortune, my babies, Wheel of Fortune. You are going to come across like a really bizarre situation, and the bizarre situation that you're going to come across, it's also going to be like kind of at around the time when you kind of think about some kind of really noble person, really important person, really significant person that gives you extreme comfort when you think about them, and it makes you feel very secure, somebody who you think of like very magnificent, you know. And it's also somebody very rich, like, but not just like in a physically rich, not like materialistically rich, but somebody who's rich like spiritually, materialistically, somebody really amazing, that is actually going to become the part of the scenario. And that particular part of the scenario that you are going to have it around that person, you're going to think about that person in the most of the highest ways, like a very noble, something very beautiful, noble, spiritual. At around that time, at around that moment, you're also going to invite something very significant in particular into your life when it comes to the energy, the whole new dimension. It's going to make you realize to have a Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune that you're going to have, it's going to happen like when you least expect it, and that is also going to be so important, my gorgeous Scorpionis, that you're going to realize something. It's time to move on, something to do with the travel, because completion is going to be huge, it's going to be massive, it's going to be absolutely significant. You're going to be you need to be very sharp, carry on being very sharp, because you are, my gorgeous Scorpionis, indeed. But you're going to realize through this Wheel of Fortune, very important spiritual moment, the time is near, the time of the big change. Just remember, my babies, patience is a virtue. The time is near, and it's a very big moment that is about to happen, and the very big moment is connected to the completion of your something very significant. So that change is going to be followed, but also the certain travel and certain journey is going to be relevant to this. And also the answer, yes, no, the answer is yes. And the resources, the more resources that you need, actually you have in order to do something that you wanted to do and move on with your life. In fact, it's a control over a situation, strength, courage, and it's also going to be connected to you being responsible, creative, and also the certain concentration and application, study, and desire to learn something new is going to become evident, and you are most certainly going to escape the devil situation. You're going to realize the devil situation before it happens. You're going to escape the devil situation before it happens. And this is why, because you're going to be highly intuitive throughout this week, indeed. And this, it's also not only going to be about you escaping devilish situation, but it's also going to be the greatest accomplishment through somebody's nastiness and maybe like a naughtiness. You're going to realize like a certain new beautiful path that is about to unfold in your life. And it's also going to confirm something really important to you, because the certain decision that you made not long ago, it's going to prove something to you. And this is going to be great, because on one hand, it's something that you're going to be able to prove to yourself, but also on another hand to the others, to some other important people in your life, my gorgeous, my ever so precious Scorpionis. This is all going to be about your own accomplishment, and it's also going to be very significant, because there is going to be the certain blast from the past that is going to come through forward, and it's going to surprise you, but you're going to like it. Just remember, my gorgeous Scorpionis, you know, it's all about a certain unfinished business that you started not that long ago, and that unfinished business now it's going to have a really nice turnaround, and it's going to become success, and also an invitation, an opportunity you are going to have that is about to change your life. Because on one hand, you just need to trust yourself, be very intuitive. The certain burden is coming to an end as well, and now the beginning of the whole new adventure. Just be very open-minded, make yourself available, and be out there and try as much as you can. The whole new healing, it's about to come through. The whole new healing, it's about to come forward, and I'm so happy for you, my gorgeous and ever so precious Scorpione. Okay, when it comes to the actual health, my beautiful Scorpionis, when it comes to the actual health, you're also going to need something to give you a little bit of vavavumish boosting. So it is also, my God, like lots of like a cold and flu symptoms. So it's make sure that you're taking like an acerola cherry powder. I said this millions of times. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say as many times as I need to in order for people to understand that it's rather to take acerola cherry powder than the actual natural organic, than the synthetic vitamin. So if you can get like acerola cherry powder, which is going to help with the cold and flu symptoms, and you take 1 teaspoon with a little bit of water every single morning, gives you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C. And also, what else I was going to say is just basically spirulina, organic spirulina tablets, which are just organic tablets without any horrible ingredients or anything, or spirulina powder, which is much more difficult to take. That is going to boost your immune system, and at the same time it's going to boost your energy levels as well. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or your GP, because only your doctor or GP can actually tell you whether you can take this, whether this is going to interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now I'm just going to say basically what is going to happen with those of you that are in relationship. You know, this is so good though. For those of you that are in relationship, this is going to be an amazing moment in time, because you're going to come up with a certain agreement, and that agreement is coming from the certain idea, and that is going to help you to have a control over situation. It's going to give you strength and courage to make a really important decision. Okay, so the bottom line is you're going to make a very important decision with your partner this week, indeed. Okie dokie, couple of poke. Okay, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, I mean, I love it, I love it, I love it, because you are going to be all around the place. You're going to love it. You're going to feel very vavavumish. You're going to feel very sexy. You're going to feel really good. You're going to get lots of return energy, and you are going to like it. But this is at around the time that when you're connected to the certain learning experience, at around the time when you're thinking about a certain new learning option, this is going to be the moment in time that is going to be very important, because this moment in time, it's also going to kind of reveal something very significant to you, you see. And what this moment in time is going to reveal to you is like it's going to be the certain person that is going to manifest, certain person. So when you kind of focus on the certain journey, when you focus like on a certain journey, when it comes to like a new learning experience, this is going to be the moment in time when someone is going to walk into your life, and that particular person is going to play an important role later on. This is for the first time that you're going to meet somebody you've never met before, and you could be somewhere outside. You could be clubbing, you could be in the bar, you could be in a club, you could be like in a I don't know, having a pint somewhere, whatever, you know. You could be like just having a cup of tea or something, cup of coffee or something, you know. It doesn't matter, you know, but you're still going to meet this person at around the time when you're focusing on the new learning stage and the new learning experience, what you're drawn to. And that's going to be very interesting, because that person is going to be very smart and very clever, and at the same time an important news you're going to hear as well. That's the moment in time when this person is going to manifest in your life and is going to become an integral part of you and the changes in your life, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my beautiful Sagittarius. Sagittarini, you are gonna be tested this week, indeed. Somebody who means to you a lot, somebody is gonna be testing you a little bit, because there is going to be like a little communication breakdown. Something that happened not that long ago, within the last 2 or 3 weeks, with somebody else who means to you so much, who means to you a lot, who you think of very highly. It's going to be like the certain communication breakdown. The product of that is just going to be like a kind of like you're going to be tested a little bit. But then the way you're going to be tested, it's going to be really important, because it is just about a certain realization, and it's also going to be through somebody that means to you. It's not somebody who like really hates you or something like that, and it's not somebody who you really dislike. So it's also going to be like a something something that you want to prove to something is going to be proven in a way that you want to be proven. So that's why this is going to be so good, and this is also going to lead towards your own accomplishment, because most certainly this is going to be the success, and it's going to work out and be unfolded the way you want it to be unfolded as well. On another hand, Sagittarini, my gorgeous Sagittarians, there's a very important news and message that you are going to receive. The news and message that you are going to receive this week, look, it's going to help you to deal with a stressful situation. It's going to help you to deal with a problem in your life that was just driving you nuts for a long time, that was stressing you, that was giving you a little bit of naughty baby anxiety, and that in itself, it just wasn't good, because also it was connected to the like kind of uncertainty and the devilish situation that was like kind of around you, because you knew it needs to be like a certain amount of time to pass in order for this unfoldment to start. So that's why I'm saying this is so important, because you're actually going to get the certain justice, and the justice that you're going to get is going to be so important, it's going to be so good, and it's going to put a big smile on your face. And also at the same time, as I said, you're going to feel like a reward. This is so good, because at the same time this is going to be connected to a certain reward, but also it is going to be connected to the certain desire, something that you wanted to do and something that you wanted to happen in a long time. It's going to start having an unfoldment from this particular situation, alongside with the good intentions and self-satisfaction and the certain advice that you took not that long ago, that now it's just going to start playing in such a way when you're going to have a really wonderful option and unfoldment available to you. And it's all to do with the creativity, the new beginning, the start of something really good, the start of something really big. And at the same time, this is going to be your own hope, and your own hope that is going to bring you bright prospects, that is just going to help you to make one of the biggest decisions you made in your life. What else I was going to say? Very important negotiation you're going to have this week without even realizing. So be very open-minded. Okay, don't get tricked into the situations. Don't get tricked into the like certain corners. When I say don't get tricked into the certain corners, sometimes there are naughty people that are choosing certain energies, balance of certain energy when we feel in a certain way, and they know that we will not respond in the way that we would normally respond. These are little energy vampires that can pick up on these vibrations, and then they can like try to control us in this certain way. So you will be able to kind of go over this. This in itself is going to be so important stage as well, because on one hand it is all about a certain progress that you are going to have, and that certain progress that you are going to have, that you're going to realize is going to be above everything, because it's all about your accomplishment, the new option that is going to come out of it. But you're going to feel very honored, and you're going to feel surprised, and this is going to be so good, because that in itself is going to make you feel surprised. But it's most certainly it is going to be all about the great determination that you are going to have. Absolutely mind-blowing, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Absolutely mind-blowing. You see, look at this. This is a brilliant, absolutely fantastic week. Listen to me very carefully. You're about to realize something very special about yourself, Sagittarini. Very special. Very special. You know why? This only happens when it's like a balance of energy that is like this. This is the perfect balance of energy that you are going to have. And that balance of energy that you are going to have is just going to be perfect throughout the week. Okay? So make sure you're paying your attention, like before you go to bed. Make sure you ask a little question before you go to bed. Just ask a little question, the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, your God. Just ask a little question, and you're going to get the answer in the morning. That's just going to be mind-blowing. More importantly, even so, just make sure that you pay attention to what's the very first thing on your mind in the morning. What do you feel drawn to? Don't forget about it, because this is when we astral travel. This is when we have astral projections, okay? Hello. This is when we have astral projections. This is when our subconscious mind is like so powerful. It's unbelievable. That's why I'm saying that it's so important to not forget what is the very first thing on your mind in the morning, because there is something that is just going to kind of like make you realize to actually act in a certain way, and it's going to make you realize that success is nearly due, but there is an adjustment that you're going to need to make, an input that you're going to need to make. And an input that you're going to need to make is going to come as in form of a new direction. But the direction that is going to come through, it's also going to come as a proposition, but before that it's going to come as a challenge. So my Sagittarini, my babies, any challenge that you may have, just go for it, and be open-minded, because it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. You have got your justice indeed, and this is also going to be the great balance to actually start signing something, start something new, negotiations, start some kind of justice proceedings, because it's going to take you like so far, and most certainly the energy is going to be on your side. So just go for it, and go for it. You're also going to hear a good news, and it's all about your gain, advancement. Is something that you expected, but it's going to be on the whole new level. It's absolutely brilliant, but also the certain desires, a certain new option, the second stage of something that takes slightly longer to achieve, and something that didn't have any movement, something that was like almost stale for a while. I'm not going to tell you to stop it. I'm just going to tell you actually opposite, because it's getting on a very advanced level, and most certainly the desires are going to be realized, but the results of your efforts, but it's going to take slightly longer indeed. A promotion, it's actually going to happen this week. So just make sure that you do and work and do as much as you can. You know, it doesn't matter if you're retired, for example. Something really important is going to happen that is actually going to reflect on your life. A new option is going to take a center stage, which is going to be significant. And if you are looking for work, keep going, because this week is going to bring something absolutely mind-blowing indeed. It is all about promotion, and recognition of the certain abilities as well are going to take place. Very important skill of yours. Something, it's just going to start making sense, and something is going to be calling you, come on, do me, it's my turn. You know, some kind of skill of yours, some kind of new option, some kind of new direction you need to give a little bit of vavavoom to, some kind of new direction, new skill that you're doing, that you're making, that you're projecting, that you're creating. It's just going to need a little bit more of your effort, because most certainly that is going to be the key point for your success, for the actual rewards from hard work, for perfection, recognition, honor, and most certainly for the future planning. Something very significant is going to become very delicious when it comes to your immediate future, and it's going to be so good, because on one hand it's going to give you control over a situation, but on another hand resolution of the problem, but on the third hand you will just know that this is going to be connected concentration and application and study, deep concentration, application and study. But you're going to find it very, very optimistic indeed, because that in itself is going to start a certain progress, and this is all down to you, your hard work, your accomplishment, and the whole next stage taking place. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to your health, you're also going to need a little bit of like a spirulina. Spirulina is going to be absolutely brilliant. Organic spirulina tablets or organic spirulina like a powder. Powder is very difficult, I will say to you as well, because it's very like a difficult taste. But if you like it, it's up to you, you know. But I'm honest. Spirulina tablets, organic tablets, they just need to be without any horrible ingredients. Without any chemicals. This is what I mean, like without any chemicals, anti-caking agent. It just needs to be organic spirulina, and that is going to be very good to boost your immune system indeed. And also at the same time, I highly suggest you to drink lots of water and wheatgrass powder. Get New Zealand wheatgrass powder. It's going to help you to, organic of course, to flush out the toxins, to rejuvenate yourself indeed. And this is going to be very important for you to do this week. Okay, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or only your GP can actually tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now when it comes to those of you in relationship, you see it's like so important, because it looks like the new option is going to become very significant for both of you. The new option, but the new option is going to come through your partner. Your partner is going to start feeling connected to the new stage of their lives, and that in itself is going to be an amazing moment in time, because you will know something is going to be answered to you. A certain uncertainty is going to become certain, and the whole new big opening option for you both. It's going to become available after this moment in time, because you're going to start focusing on a certain stage later on in your life. It's like something is going to start, some kind of accomplishment is going to take place, and it's going to take this on the whole next journey, the whole next level. Very good week for the couples indeed. For those of you that are single, like, I'm sorry, my baby Sagittarius, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to forgive and forget. Somebody's karmically going to come back. Karmically powerful week. When I say this, you're going to need to forgive and forget. I know, anything could happen, but you know, karmically, when we do this, we just release ourselves, our spirit grows, we go from one level to another level. So it's very important to forgive and forget. Whoever comes to your mind, that is the part of your life that is gone, that it's not there anymore, okay? Whoever comes to your mind, it's actually going to also be, this is going to be an important moment in time, because you need to kind of forgive and forget, because karmically, this is an important moment in time. You're Sagittarius, you're very particular, you're very important, you're very strong, and you're very significant. When it comes to your power of your mind, you can do so much. You don't want to close all the doors by focusing and liking someone who you shouldn't like. My bottom line is, for you single Sagittarius, if you fancy someone that it just returned to your life and you start thinking about them this week, it's very important for you to realize this, to kind of forget about them. But before that, there is some kind of element of anger, of negativity attached to them. So you just need to remember to forgive and forget, so you can release yourself karmically. This week is the perfect week to do it. And as soon as you do this, you know, the doors, you close the door to that person that's not meant to be there anymore, or it's not meant to be there in general. And then at the same time, your 100 other doors are going to be open, like, hello Sagittarius, I'm here. You see, that's exactly what I meant. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful, my beautiful Capricornius. My Capricorn, I love you so much, my gorgeous Capricorn. You see, now basically when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornius, you are just going to have an absolutely great time. There is going to be the moment that you're going to have, and it's going to surprise you. Some person is going to come into your life, it's going to walk into your life, and you're going to be surprised with something. I like it because it's just the right moment in time. It looks like somebody is just who really knows you, somebody who really understands you is going to come up with something, and at the same time they will kind of like give you an important news, and that important news, it's also going to become an important realization, because it's going to come through somebody who really knows you, and that in itself is just going to be so good for you, because it's going to help you to make a certain decision. The certain decision that you're going to make is going to be very mature, and it's going to be something very responsible, and you just need to make sure that you're not kind of rushing into the decision. Something that's kind of like a certain problem that unfolded, my gorgeous Capricornius, in your life not that long ago, this is going to bounce back. Something that happens within the last 12 months, you're going to need to deal with this, because if you don't deal with this, your spirit is not going to be able to grow, and then something is going to go wrong somewhere down on the line, and then you're going to find yourself in the vortex of the energy where you're just not moving as fast as possible, you're not moving as quick as possible, and this is because your spiritual journey gets blocked when you don't kind of grow, when you don't go with the flow, when you don't go with this particular vibration, when you don't go with this particular energy. And this is why I keep constantly saying, like, a spiritual journey, because it's important for you to kind of like for you to understand this, because it's all about kind of sometimes acting in a different ways, and sometimes reacting in different ways, and sometimes tapping into this particular energy, but most importantly to deal with the issues and deal with the problems, so we can like deal with them, we can edit them, we can make a necessary adjustment, and then we can move on with our lives. It's important because on one hand, this is going to bring the certain indecisive situation. An indecisive situation is going to make you contemplate about whether you should like kind of make a certain decision or not, whether you should make a certain change or not. But this is so important for you to do it, because you're going to realize you're free, you're going to feel so much better, you're going to be karmically released out of so much if you are like completely adventurous. The bottom line is there is the certain departure and journey that are also going to take place. So if you do want to travel, if you want to go somewhere, you have a great time, just go for it, go for it, go for it. You're going to benefit from like there is no tomorrow. But on another hand, what else I was going to say, it is going to be like really great week, Capricornians, because the bottom line is you are going to be surprised about something that is actually going to happen, and it's going to be really good, and it's going to make you realize certain capability about yourself, and it's also going to give you certain idea. Automatically your eyes are going to grow like, oh my god, and you're going to realize something, and everything is going to start changing after this week. And this is because of that new option that is just going to start shining in your life like the greatest and the most beautiful and the most powerful and the most significant diamond you've ever seen, you ever come across so far. And this is all towards the certain decision that you made not that long ago. You decided not to rush into some kind of situation, so now this is the unfoldment of the next stage, next option, next dimension, next situation that is about to happen in such a wonderful progress, and a wonderful progress that you are going to have. Not only this is all about a certain unfinished business from the past that was unfinished, and now this is a lovely turnaround, and it's the direct success of the before unfinished business. This is all about your success, material attainment. This is all about the advantage and also well-being. You're gonna have a great week when it comes to your well-being, when it comes to your abundance in general, when it comes to your health, especially for those of you that are actually like having a long ailments that you didn't see any improvements. This is going to be very vavomish indeed. And also the certain wish, there is something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to happen, something that you wanted to unfold within the last 3 years that is going to take place this week. I'm so excited. I can't even explain this to you how excited I am, because most certainly your justice is coming. Your justice, look at this judgment, I took judgment out. Your justice is coming, my babies, and through your justice there's the certain judgment that is going to happen. You will realize something very important is going to unfold this week. Something very important is going to take place this week, my gorgeous Capricornians. And it's your justice came through. Your justice is coming forward, and you're going to like it. And that in itself, it's also going to make you realize about a certain success, but also you're going to need to make a judgment. You're going to need to make a certain judgment. You're going to need to make a certain decision. And there are a couple of things that you're going to be wondering about. Couple of things, and immediately there is going to be an advice that you're going to need from somebody, and that advice is also going to come through somebody who you think of very highly about, and somebody who's very mature, somebody who's very responsible, and somebody who's very experienced with life, and somebody who's giving you like a good influence. But most certainly resolution of a problem is coming to an end, conclusion, and that in itself is just going to give you a mind-blowing idea. What else I was going to say, it is an invitation that is just going to become absolutely life-changing for you, my gorgeous Capricornians. An invitation that is going to become life-changing for you. It's just going to be so good. It's going to be so brilliant, because at the same time you're going to find out something about yourself. You're going to feel tested, because you're going to feel like a little bit nervous, a little bit unusual, a little bit uneasy, but you're going to like it. You're going to like it. You're going to like it, because this is all about an advancement, and all about you feeling connected to your life, feeling connected to things that you have done. And also it's just all about the actual like recognition that is just going to make you feel so good, that is going to make you feel so ecstatic, literally, because it's all about the success, gain, and also negotiation. You're going to have really important negotiation this week, as I said, but you're just going to have to also use this energy. It's not only about negotiations. You use this energy in such a wonderful way. Listen to me, Capricornians. It's not only about that. It's about you being lucky with anything that you start for the first time. You are gonna be lucky this week, and you're gonna feel an optimism and strength and power starting anything new. So if you want to start new school, if you want to start new job, if you want to start like a new career, if you want to like kind of keep on applying for jobs, if you want to kind of like go to talk to your boss about something, if you want to be noticed, this week is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. That's why I'm saying that's how you use the power of negotiation. That's how you use this powerful energy. That's how you use this strong energy, because most certainly it is going to make you realize that there is a very important stage about to unfold in your life, but it's going to be connected to you reacting in a certain way, which is going to make you realize that you are about to learn something new. You're gonna need to become the part of the learning experience in order to get where you want to get, my Capricornius. This is an important moment in time, but at the same time, the news that you are going to get, an important news is that you are going to get this week, is going to confirm something very personal to you when it comes to your idea, when it comes to your accomplishment, when it comes to new direction that is going to unfold in your life. Okay, it's just so good. I'm liking this so much, because you are about to rediscover something so important about yourself. And this week is also going to be the main week when it comes to creating certain change that is just going to literally change everything. It is all about a new beginning. It is all about you feeling really creative. It is all about you feeling really optimistic, but also it's the beginning of the experience that is about to change your life. This week is about to change your life, and this is all about the perfection. This is all about recognition. This is all about the ultimate change, capability, and just rewards from hard work and admiration from others. This is all going to come at the same time. This is all going to become the part of the same picture, where you're just going to feel so good, but also in itself, you're going to surprise yourself with like the decision that you're going to make, and the new stage, new life that is actually going to start kind of painting itself in front of you, manifesting itself in front of you. I'm so happy for you, because it's the swift activity and change with the stale part of your life, which is at the same time coming from the message that you're gonna get, and then you're gonna realize first the message, and then you're gonna realize, oh, thank God, a swift change, and that is going to lead towards like a transformation. And you will kind of like you will also want to celebrate. You know, this is the celebration moment in time. You will want to celebrate. You will want to reconnect with a certain people in your life that means to you so much, but also you will come across with a situation where you're going to realize how brave you are, and that is also going to show you and provide you with a new realization when it comes to a certain capacity, and that in itself is just going to open up your eyes towards the whole new direction. It sounds very confusing, but most certainly it is going to be very significant, and most certainly it's going to be probably one of the most important weeks of your life. The beginning of a new adventure, the beginning of the new direction, a new learning project, new learning experience. You know, you're still kind of like finding yourself like with a certain parts of your life when it comes to the certain decisions that you made not that long ago. You still have to like go along the way for slightly longer, but most certainly this week is going to come with a boom, because by the time you come to the end of this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, there's an option that you're going to have, and that option that you're going to have, it's going to seem just tiny little thing that you're going to need to kind of like learn about, read about, and it's connected to your particular situation, but most certainly it's going to take you so far. Most certainly this is going to be the beginning of something absolutely ridiculously important, and this is going to change your life. You will realize that you've got more than you need in order to move on. You're going to start something very important, which is going to last an additional 3 months, and after these 3 months this is going to be incredibly important, and the biggest completion of your life is going to happen, and you're going to need to make a decision, and the decision that you're going to make is going to be the answer is going to be yes. You need to be very optimistic and very adventurous. That's the secret, and also at the same time, the certain travel and certain journey, it's also going to become available, and it's going to become evident here. The certain person in your life that you were worrying about, Capricornius, somebody who means to you so much, somebody who's like very much so connected to you like a family member, it's also going to have a good news, and you're going to be able to relax, and you're going to be able to chill out, because something negative is going to come to an end, and that in itself is going to put a big smile on yourself, because it was taking lots of energy of yours because you were worrying about that particular person indeed. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Capricornius, you see, what else I was going to say is just basically, you see, it's an important moment in time, because finally you're going to start feeling free. I'm so happy for you, because I think that you have been going through a lot. I think that there have been a lot going on in Capricorn's lives, like for the past 24 months. You know, lots of you realized, you know, there's a very unusual stage going on, and you just have to get on. You just have to do things. You just have to focus and do the best of your abilities. And lots of you felt like your hands were tied with the current situation. That's why I'm saying this is so important, because this week is going to be incredibly significant when it comes to you, and when it comes to you realizing like the new stage of your life. It's going to make you feel so free. It's going to make you feel so significant, and that in itself is going to help you to tap into so much more of the new dimension and energy, and that in itself is going to bring you some really life-changing realization back, the whole breath of fresh air, and you are going to like it indeed. When it comes to the actual health, my gorgeous Capricornians, when it comes to the actual health, you're going to have a sore throat and a headache as well. And no, completely, please don't get me wrong, like a dark lala, you know, no, it's basically like a cold and flu symptoms, which is nothing unusual right now, because there are quite a few signs with the cold and flu symptoms. So please try to make sure that you're taking acerola cherry powder, organic, 1 teaspoon, like with a little bit of water. You mix it up, you drink it every single morning. It gives you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C, and it's absolutely brilliant. And also at the same time, something to strengthen and to boost your immune system. Also, I would say to you, spirulina tablets or powder. Powder is very difficult to take, but tablets are much easier. And spirulina, it's actually going to boost your immune system, and going to give you energy as well. And make sure it's organic without any horrible ingredients. If you're any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. And also, when it comes to those of you like in relationship, you know, it's just so significant, because it is just kind of certain problem you're going to need to sort out. Some kind of problem that you're having with your partner, it's going to kind of take an effect this time, this week. It's going to be very significant and so strong. And this is when it comes to our spiritual journey, when I'm constantly mentioning spiritual journey. By working with the problems, we evolve. By working with the issues, we evolve. Whether this is to do with the people in our lives, whether this is to do with the situations in our lives, so it doesn't matter. But there is some kind of issue, some kind of problem that is going to come back, bounce back, that you're going to need to sort out. Okay, you're really going to need to sort out this week. I don't want to be really negative or anything, but this is just normal. You just need to kind of like if any problem arises, you just work it out and sort it out straight away then and there. Or if some kind of problem arises, if some kind of problem arises, you know, from before, from the past, then please just try to sort it out. It's ever so important that you do it this week, okay? And also, when it comes to those of you that are actually single and ready to mingy, it's just basically, there is going to be somebody around you, but I want you to be careful, because that person who is around you, it's kind of not going to be the right person for you. Somebody's karmically very negative, somebody's karmically very low. So I'm sorry, it's going to be somebody who's like sexy-ish, somebody who's like good looking, somebody who's smart, somebody who's very clever, but it is not going to be the right person for you. So it's only going to be this week, so it doesn't matter. Somebody who is not karmically okay, because that person is maybe like still married or something like that, you know, somebody's karmically not right, somebody's unfinished when it comes to them and when it comes to their spiritual journey. So that's why I would like you to stay away or run. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be, of course, my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my powerful Aquarius. 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 When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, I love you, my aquamarini, 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 amarini, Aquamarini, my gorgeous, my Aries of precious Aquarius, Aquamarini, Aquamarini, Aquamarini. Number 7 is going to be your lucky number, and any manifestation that you have, any manifestation that you're thinking about, anything that you want to start, I will tell you a little secret. You can plant those magic seeds. There is the actual earth is going to be magic this week. The air is going to be magic this week. You're going to be part of the Vavavoom dimension, the Vavavoomish dimension, and this is because you've got a flip-flop, and the flip-flop is when you go with so much happening, with so much like confusion, with such a deep energy, with such a deep dimension, with so much happening, when you have to be like on the verge of being paranoid and like making sure it's all fine, you know, just have to be careful. This is what it happens karmically. There was so much going on in Aquamarini's lives in the last 24 months, even 34 months, but especially in the last 12 months. My lord, you had to be so clever, you had to be so smart, you had to be so intelligent, you had to be so wise, and you were, because sometimes this life can be a bit of a bitch. The life can be a bit of a bitch, sorry to swear, and the reason why it's because we learn as we go. We never know everything. We always get surprised with something, and sometimes even when it comes to people, we love them, they're amazing, they're incredible, but it's so disappointing when we learn about people that they're not who they are, they're not how they are, and they can be as cute, as sweet, but then there's just something so negative and so bad about them, so unusual about them. And this is what seems to have been the case with Aquamarinis, Aquarius is quite a lot lately, and this was happening really quickly, and sometimes it was happening so quickly that certain people in your lives made a certain judgment, made a certain start, went for the certain option that affected you and affected your balance, but because they were such a selfish little bastards, you see, and this is why your balance was affected, but you were smart, you were clever, because you reasoned above it like when you needed to, and I was telling you when to do it indeed, because it was like very significant at that time. So that's what, because you reasoned at the time, you reasoned, you know, but you should have, you didn't bite back the way they wanted you to bite back, and this is the way you protected yourself. At the same time, you did manage to let your spirit grow, your spiritual journey to heal so much, and this healing is just took you to a whole new level. And that's why my gorgeous Aquamarinis, I'm saying to you that this is an important moment in time, because you've got a nice flip-flop, and the flip-flop that you're having, it just means that you just went cross over to another dimension, but this other dimension, this time they did not have a door, okay? This time you just went through, you just crossed without you even realizing. Normally there are doors, so you need to work out a bit hard, you need to kind of use your own intention, you need to use your own imagination, you need to use your own intuition, but because you're having a flip-flop situation, now this is direct result of karma and the direct results of everything that you have been doing for the last 7 months in particular. So that's why you're having a flip-flop moment, when you're just going to find yourself on another side. What does that mean, that you're going to find yourself on another side? Well, it means that there are quite few things that were getting on your nerves, and a few things that were like kind of like bringing you down, and few things that were making you stroppy-ish, that these are going to come to an end. You know, the people that were like kind of annoying you, and the people that were kind of working against you without you even realizing, my baby Aquamarinis, now that is all coming kind of becoming the part of the different dimension. This was all before the same before this was all the same dimension, but because now you acted in the right way, and this is your accomplishment, this is your karma, this is your direction, this is your energy, it's amazing. So now this is slowly becoming the part of the old picture, but part of the different picture, and now that is going to bring you a wonderful week. The weekend between the 16th and the 22nd of September, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, is going to be absolutely brilliant. As I said, something is going to surprise you, and it's going to feel spiritual. It is going to feel like from a god. It is going to feel like something from a completely different dimension, like a really strange situation, really bizarre experience you're going to have this week that is going to happen, and it's going to feel unreal. You may be in the forest somewhere, you may be outside, it depends where you're going to be, but it's going to be like a really strange and unreal experience, which is going to help you realize something. something about yourself, something about your life, and it's also going to give you a certain hope when it comes to the new direction, and it's also going to help you to realize the new stage of your life. It is going to help you with a certain answer, with a certain option, and it's also, on one hand, you know, you're going to realize something, but on another hand, something is going to surprise you a little bit. But then again, this is all part of everything, and that's also going to be like a significant moment in time, because that is going to trigger something in you, and it's also going to trigger the new learning experience, which is going to require from you to kind of like go through the certain challenge. You're going to have a psychic moment in this moment in time, and that is going to make you realize also that there's a certain challenge that you're going to have. Certain challenge is coming, but this challenge is going to be really good, because at the same time you will know, my baby Aquamarini, you will know that this is the beginning of a new adventure, and that is just going to make you feel very enthusiastic. Normally the difference is that you would be like, oh no, I don't want to do this, oh my god, no. But now the flip-flop moment is going to be that you're going to have a nice enthusiastic moment in time, and instead of seeing this something really bad and really negative, you're going to see like some kind of adventure, which is just going to make you realize, if you do this, if you go down this road, you're going to have unlimited possibilities. Unlimited possibilities indeed. What else I was going to say? The certain person in your life, your child, your brother, your sister, somebody who underwent certain changes not that long ago, it's going to have a really great news for you. When it comes to the certain person in your life, somebody that underwent certain changes and something that you were like kind of worrying about, something that you were uncertain about, it is going to have a really wonderful confirmation. And wonderful confirmation that you are going to have, it's also, look at this, going to be down to your own accomplishment, and you did something really good, you did something really incredible for somebody in your life, and that is also going to that is going to give you a realization that's going to be so important, so significant, because there is a certain progress that this person is having, that this person is going to have, that is going to become evident, that it wouldn't happen and it wouldn't become evident, it wouldn't unfold if it didn't have your input, my babies, my bambinis and my bambinas. That's why I'm saying, you smart little cookies you are, you're very clever, you're full of this little informations, you know, Aquamarinis, you're very clever, you're full of these informations. Like I'm constantly saying that you're an empath, you know, you're born psychic, you can feel things. My best friend is Aquamarinis. Ciao Eva. Okay, my best friend is Aquamarinis. Okay, I basically you know, we feel like we know each other our all lives, and basically we feel like if I don't feel something, she feels something, if she doesn't feel something, I feel something. You know, just like that, you know. Every Aquarius, Aquamarinis is an empath, and it's so important to use this energy, it's so important to use this power to the best of your abilities, and never ever forget this, and never ever like try to ignore the feelings within you. You know, you can go out somewhere, you can feel something, do not think that your feelings are going to lead you astray, because you are going to have a moment this week when something is not going to be quite right, something is going to happen really quickly, something is going to unfold really quickly, but it's not going to feel really right, and you are going to have an option. Number 3 is going to be connected to this. Number 3, you're going to have an option to make a decision, you know, with this, and just trust your instincts. You're an empath. Trust your instincts. Your instincts are not going to lead you astray, and this is an important moment in time, because your instincts are going to be the answer with this particular situation, and you're going to need to kind of, like, you see, react in a really quick way, and that in itself is just also going to kind of be very important moment in time for you, because there is a certain adjustment going to happen, and at the same time that is going to lead towards transition, change, and also it's going to give you a new option, which is just going to make you realize you are going to need to change certain part of your life. It's a lot to do with the sacrifice, but then again it's all about the readjustment, because you're going to get rid of the old in order to let in the new. Okay. What else I was going to say? Aquamarinis, you are going to have a great success this week, my lord. You're going to feel like very varvumish. You're going to feel like, oh, fantastic, I've done so well. But it's so good, because within the last few months you went through the certain situation, and without even realizing you were dealing with something really difficult, something really heavy. So now this is going to be your week of an unfoldment, when you're going to realize that the obstacle and challenges are coming to an end, which is absolutely absolutely brilliant, and that is going to give you a new option. It's going to make you realize like a fantastic victory and very, very successful negotiation, which on another hand, this can bring a successful negotiation this week as well. If you need to have negotiations, if you need to buy something new, if you need to start something new, begin something new, this week is going to be like a super powerful, because you're going to work with this particular vibration and energy that is going to take you places. Okay, and this is all about satisfaction, accomplishment, and social relationships are going to be very important. Your friends are going to be very important. Your family members are going to be very important. Do something for your friends, do something for your family, connect, reconnect, because there's going to be a special news and a special message for you that you are going to have through your closest friends, and that is going to have a healing effect on you. It's going to help you with a certain conclusion, but most importantly, healing effect is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because it's going to make you feel vavavumish to the point that you're going to feel very brave, and you're going to realize a very fantastic and mind-blowing capacity that you're going to have in order to deal with something in your life, and it's going to become very adventurous situation. You're going to have an adventurous situation before the end of this week, and this adventurous situation is going to come through you literally enjoying yourself, literally seeing the new part of your life, literally realizing the new stage of your life. But you will know that certain people and certain things are going to go, certain things are not going to be there for much longer, because the stage is going to start changing. The evolution of your life, the evolution of your spirit and your spiritual journey is going to become very, very important here indeed. But the bottom line is that an adventure that you are going to have, it's going to come through you feeling very adventurous indeed, and that is going to bring you an amazing moment and realization. Very important if you are part of the nature, someone in the nature this week, which I think it's going to be quite significant. Very important to actually try to like meditate, like ground yourself, touch the ground with your hands, hug the tree, things like that. It's going to be so important, because it's going to help you to clear your pathways, and also it's going to help you with the connection with the spirit world and with your actual balance. Okay, do you know what? What else I was going to say is the justice that you are going to have. This is so important. Somebody have done something to you not that long ago. Now the justice is going to come back, and this is so good for you. This is also an important moment in time, because it's going to put big smile on your face, and that is going to bring you really beautiful balance, harmony, and a reward, absolutely wonderful reward. And at the same time, you're going to get a really significant advice from somebody about something in your life, which is going to make you feel very overwhelmed, because you're going to realize that a very important stage in your life it's about to unfold. But of course, it's going to need a little bit of your input, a little bit of adjustment, readjustment, and a new option that is going to require from you to kind of like notice it. It's right over there, and it's going to give you not only like the control over a situation, strength, courage, power, energy, determination, but it's also going to make you realize that you escaped a little naughty situation, and this is all down to the certain determination that you had, your own perfection, recognition, and honor, and you're gonna feel super powerful and super proud of yourself this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Okay, so when it comes to those of you that are wondering about health, this is just so important. You need to make sure that you cut out again. You need to make sure that you are, this could be like some kind of addiction. This could be like maybe taking too much sugar. I've seen this before. This could be like something like a drinking too much. Maybe you're drinking too much coffee. Maybe you're drinking too much tea. You know, it really depends. But there is some kind of like, not addiction, but something that you shouldn't be doing, or you shouldn't be taking, or you shouldn't be consuming. Maybe this is going to be really important for you to make sure that you pay attention to this, because it's affecting your balance. So whether this is a little bit of like maybe smoking, whether you are drinking, whatever it is, maybe too much sugar, maybe too many cakes, maybe too much alcohol, you know, maybe whatever it is, you know, maybe too much food in general, maybe too much meat, maybe too less meat, you know, whatever it is in general, you need to make sure that you have a proper balance. This is so important. And the wheatgrass is just something that I highly need you to take, because it's going to help you with your own detox, and it's going to help you with your own rejuvenation. Wheatgrass, if you could have this and drink this throughout this week, my babies, the very first thing in the morning, wheatgrass wheatgrass from New Zealand would be highly advisable. Organic wheatgrass from New Zealand, it would be quite good actually, and this is going to help you with your own rejuvenation, detox, and it's going to help you to flush out the toxins. And above that, just try to avoid sugar and drink as much coffee, aquamarinis as you possibly drink as much water. Drink as much water. They say water or coffee. Drink as much water as much as you can. My gorgeous aquamarinis, drink as much as water as you can, because it's going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system. This is ever so important. And don't forget to do the little exercises. Whichever exercises you can do this week, it's going to be rather important. Even if you can do just a little exercises like this is all going to kind of like raise your vibrations. When it comes to those of you that are in relationship, it's just like basically your partner is going to be very perceptive, dear Lord. Your partner is going to be super psychic this week. Your partner is going to be so perceptive. Please pay attention, because your partner is going to come out with something that is going to blow you away. And it's to do with the psychic, it's to do with the things like that. So be very, very open-minded when it comes to your partner, please, because your partner is going to come up with something and that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. It's going to surprise you, but it's going to be psychic. It's going to be very much so connected to mediumship and things like that, but it's also going to help you to make a really important decision. Okie dokie. And also when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingle, I will just run my aquamarinis. I would run like there is no tomorrow. There is somebody that is going to be the part of the picture that is wrong, and that person is just going to have such a strong energy, and the energy is just going to be all like sexual but really good looking, and it's all going to be kind of balancing to that. It's all going to be about like this person looking really good, and sometimes this balance of energy can make people being very tricky, and it's gonna make the situation be so tricky, so we can't see through them, can't get through them, we can't like kind of see through them and things like that. It does happen sometimes, but it's something to do with like something is not right. So as soon as you meet somebody that something is not right with them, I would just run again my gorgeous aquamarinis, because it's something to do with somebody very unhappy, somebody very low, somebody very negative that's going to be around you, but it's just going to be in the shape of the beautiful swan instead of like somebody very, very negative, and this is where the problem is, because this person can like kind of change their shapes, but you are an empath, so very important when it comes to that. You're very important when it comes to like a psychic feelings and things like that, and that is going to help you to kind of see that there is something not quite right. You're very empath indeed, and that energy is going to help you to see that there is something not quite right with this person, and that is going to be the moment in time when I can say you just stay away and just to move on. You will learn something very significant through this person, but no, baby, no, this is not a good person that is going to be around you this week. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Pisces. Piscelini, my gorgeous Piscelini. You know what? You are just going to find out something very significant about your success. Through your success, you're going to find something very significant about your experience. Your experience is going to be very important, very significant, very strong, and very powerful, because your experience is going to allow you to move on with your life. Your experience is going to allow you to move on to the whole new direction, because the whole new option is going to become available, and it's going to happen. It's going to come in form of a new plan, and that plan that you're going to have is just going to be directly connected to your hard work, directly connected to your accomplishment, and it's also going to be connected to you realizing the message that you're going to have that is going to be very important, and it's to do with like an invitation that you are going to become the part of. But that invitation is also going to be connected completely to you, to your control over situation when it comes to your own life, when it comes to your own achievement. Indeed, my gorgeous Piscelinis, and it's going to give you reason to celebrate, because the very heavy stage of your life, it's also going to come to an end. You will be able to deal with it in a different way, because you are going to get a certain strength and a certain and confidence, because like I always say, you're very deep, you're very important, you're very spiritual. You know, the power of your mind is very strong indeed, and especially because you're Piscelini, so you go very deep, you swim very deep, very deep. So it's the same when it comes to your feelings, it's the same when it comes to your emotions, but then on another hand, it's the same when it comes to your manifesting power. Just remember why am I always saying my Piscelinis, it's to do with the it's to do with manifestation, and it's to do with the manifesting power. And you're one of the signs that have got like probably the strongest manifestation power of every sign indeed, because you can do this so well as long as you focus on it, and as long as you don't give an ounce of like negativity or something that can actually block it. Because at the same time, if you feel negative about it, if you think negative about a certain direction without even realizing, you're putting stop around it and you're closing all the doors around it. So this is why it's so important to be very optimistic and to be very important to be very open-minded, and especially this week indeed. Do you know what I really like? It's just like all about a certain progress and the motivation that actually happened through somebody really important. Somebody said something to you not that long ago. Somebody had such an amazing input on your life not that long ago, my gorgeous Piscelini, and that was the right person, that was the right moment, that was the right time, because there is a very overwhelming situation and emotion and things are going to happen this week. An unfoldment of your own confidence that is going to be very strong and powerful because of your own accomplishment. I'm so happy because it's all about the motivation, and motivation from the right person, by the right person, is absolutely everything. And that is going to be an integral part of the, not only like a prosperous time, not only like the money and wealth and you know, like a financial situation is almost like here it's almost due, and this is going to surprise you, but it's also to do with a certain inheritance. There is some kind of inheritance that you are going to hear about as well at the same time, whether you have got a family, and if you haven't got a family, then you are going to kind of like hear that you are going to get a certain or gain a certain amount of money where other people are going to be part of, and it's going to surprise you, but it's still however going to be quite good. But that in itself is going to be very good because it's going to help you to kind of do something that you couldn't do before, some kind of new option, other option is going to become quite available. And at the same time, indecisive situation that you are going to have, it's going to be pretty much so connected to the certain burden, something that was really on your mind for the last 10 months, some certain changes that you wanted to do, some certain changes that you wanted to make. You know, these changes are all going to become evident through this month, and it's going to happen through this week, and it's going to happen. Do you know why? Because there is a person that is just going to be very scrutinized. There is somebody that's going to be like a little bit negative around you this week, but you know this person, you're not going to be surprised. There's somebody with really dark and heavy energy, and they're going to do something and they're going to scrutinize you a little bit, but that in itself is going to be so good, because I mean so good, you know, because it's going to cause you like to say something and to do something, and that is just going to create like a baby little mini conflict, but that is just going to make it to respond in a certain way, and this other person is going to be quite kind of surprised, and that is going to be so good because it is just going to make you realize, oh God, you know. But then again, if you didn't do this, you wouldn't kind of tap into this water, you wouldn't tap into this energy, you wouldn't tap into this dimension, and that dimension is going to first create like a hermit moment, because what is going to happen, you're going to kind of feel withdrawn a little bit just for a day. 1 week, this week, you're going to feel like a little bit withdrawn, but this is so good because you know the hermit moment is very important, and at around the midweek it's going to happen. So it's so significant. When I say the hermit moment, it means that your subconscious mind is going to be like so powerful, and you're going to be very much so close to your spiritual leaders. You're going to be very much so close to your spirit guides, to your angels, to the universe and things like that. And that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, because your third psychic eye is super like how enhanced it is. So out of this negative situation, you are going to have your sacred hermit moment, and your sacred hermit moment is going to make you realize you're going to feel like a withdrawn from the situation, and that in itself is going to make you feel very strongly connected to the universe, to your spirit guides, to your guardian angels. And I say this, when I say the hermit moment, it's not all about, oh God, I feel like being by myself. It's very important, illuminating moment. So my Piscelini, my gorgeous Piscelini, you're going to have an amazing illuminating illuminating moment out of this situation when it comes to through somebody who made you feel a little bit scrutinized, sorry, a little bit uneasy, a little bit negative, and that is going to be something so important, because that is going to make you realize that the very important stage in your life, it's about to unfold. But before that, there is an option, the financial option, financial realization, that is just going to kind of become evident here, and that is just going to be the game changer. That in itself is going to make you realize a really great accomplishment, recognition, honor, and that in itself is going to make you realize that you are having an option available that is going to lead towards an ultimate change, because you're going to realize the capability that you didn't realize before, and also just rewards from a hard work and just like basically success and admiration from others. This particular recognition, it's going to be absolutely everything. My gorgeous Piscelini, it is your time to shine. An option that you're going to have through the negative situation or after the negative situation, which is going to help you to highlight and to illuminate the certain parts of your life, which is just going to make you feel very deep. And once you go diving deep, you are going to realize that you've got more resources than you actually thought in order to make a really important decision. And this is all about the actual control over a situation, the resolution of the problem that was really significant for the last 4 months, that it's coming to an end. But then again, that is all about the conclusion, solace and healing and satisfactory result that is actually going to bring you the whole new option. It is that moment in time where you will want to gather friends and gather the best people around you, best people in your life, and celebrate, because this is going to be so important and healing effect that it's actually going to have on you. It's so good, because it's all about the satisfaction, accomplishment, and also success and gain, as I already said. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Piscelini, it is just basically when it comes to the actual when it comes to the actual conflict and the battle that I said before, this is so good. Don't get me wrong, when I say conflict and battle, I didn't mean like, oh god, it's going to be like a fight or something. No. It's just going to be somebody, that scrutinizing person is going to tell you something, and then you're going to respond maybe like a little bit sharpish or in a slightly different way that you would normally respond. But everything is going to happen, and everything is going to unfold in the way it should happen and in the way it should unfold as well. You're going to feel very responsible, and that responsibility, it's going to be the key. That responsibility is going to be the answer, because at the same time, that responsibility is also going to make you feel really creative. So you will know. This is when you're going to get your answer. This is when you're going to get your realization, and that realization is going to change your life literally, because it is also going to make you realize that the deep concentration and application, study, reflection, respect for knowledge, and desire to learn new ideas. This is the key. Desire to learn new ideas. Desire to learn new ideas. This is going to be so important, because at the same time, that is going to help you to deal with a certain burden, and at the same time, that is also going to be completely connected to the accomplishment and the whole new direction which is about to unfold, the whole new direction which is about to happen. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. It's significant, very important moment in time, very important week when it comes to friends, when it comes to families, and also like the big change at home. It's going to be very significant for you, because it's going to help you to reflect in a certain way, because somebody in your family is going to do something so good. Somebody so important to you, my gorgeous Piscelini, somebody so important to you in your family. It's going to have a great news. It's going to do something really great progress, and it's going to mean to you so much. It's going to mean to you so much. You will see exactly what I mean. Watch this space, my gorgeous Piscelinis. Watch this space. Also, when it comes to justice, you are having your justice coming through. Some kind of process that you started long time ago, that you waited for other people to decide for you. Now it's coming through. Now it's coming forward, and you're gonna like it. On another hand, it's also the great week when it comes to you kind of starting as some kind of justice, starting as some kind of progress that if you would like to start it yourself, like legally or whatever, it's going to be the great week. And also it is the great week for the negotiations, to buy something new, to start something new, because if you use this wonderful, powerful vibration, because the week ends with 2022. So if you use this wonderful and powerful vibration, you're always going to end up with twice more that you would normally end up with, because this beautiful sacred vibration and energy is just going to be so much more powerful, and it's going to make things happen like which wouldn't normally happen. And that's why this is so important. And also when it comes to your own advancement, it's the very good news that you are going to have. Promotion is going to be very important and very significant, and it's time to show yourself if you want to show yourself in front of your bosses. And also it's a very important time when it comes to the actual apprenticeship indeed. And if you're looking for work, if you're looking for job and things like that, keep going, keep on applying, because there is something mind-blowing going to happen this week indeed, my Piscelini. There is something mind-blowing going to happen this week indeed. Look, and what card just fell out? What card fell out? Death. It's an amazing card, very important card, and it's all with rejuvenation, it's all with the actual rebirth, and it's all with the actual, like with a new start and the new certain stage, it's coming to an end and a new stage is about to start. It's about rebirth indeed. This week is going to change your life. This is all about your rebirth. This is all about a new start. This is all about a new option. This is all about your life starting to change. This card is a very, very, very powerful card indeed, because by the time we get to the end of this week, the whole new option that is going to become available to you, it's going to be literally life-changing, Piscelinis, my gorgeous Piscelinis, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, so now when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Piscelinis, when it comes to your health, you're also going to have like a painful lower back and top back. The top of your back is going to be quite painful and sensitive, and lower back is going to be quite painful and sensitive. Not too much or anything like that. I'm just saying it's going to be a sensitive area, okay? So make sure that you sit in the right way. Make sure that you sleep on a side throughout the week if you can. Make sure that you sleep with a pillow in between your legs, and make sure that you have a nice good pillow, because that is going to help you to sleep on a side with a pillow in between your legs. Is going to help you to like kind of relax the back in a certain way, otherwise they wouldn't be able to be relaxed like this. And also please Piscelinis, take like a spirulina. It's so important because it's going to give you like a nice boost of energy. Spirulina organic. If you can take a tablet form or powder form, it's going to help you so much with like energy levels indeed. Just make sure it's organic without any unnecessary ingredients, okay? And also what else do you need? Yes, to boost your immune system, please, acerola cherry powder, organic acerola cherry powder. It's a natural form of vitamin C. I spoke about it so many times, and I'm going to say it again. It's a natural form of vitamin C. It gives you 1080 milligrams of vitamin C per 1 little teaspoon in a little bit of water. Drink it every single morning, and I love this. I prefer this because it's going to help you a lot to boost your vitamin C in a natural way rather than taking synthetic vitamin C, okay? So that's why I'm suggesting you highly to take like a vitamin C and acerola cherry powder and the actual spirulina, okay? If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only your doctor or only your GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so basically when it comes to those of you in relationship, just be a little bit careful, because your partner is going to need a little bit of vavumish from you. Your partner is going to go through something quite low. Your partner is going to go through something quite negative. Your partner is going to go through a slightly different dimension. It's nothing that they did themselves, but it's just something that happened around your partner that is going to make them feel a little bit down, that is going to make them feel a little bit low. So be a little bit careful, like if you can like take care of them, they may not come out to you, but they will be very sensitive this week. So just make sure you buy them something nice, you get them something nice, you buy them something nice. By buying them something nice or by surprising them in general, you tap into this energy and you change this vibration when people are feeling so unwell or when something is not quite right, okay? So do something to surprise your partner, and that is going to be a game changer. Okay, and for those of you Pisces, you know, who are actually single and ready to mingy, I have a good news. You are going to feel super beautiful this week. You're going to feel very sexy. You're going to feel vavavoomish, and you're going to be meeting lots of important people and lots of significant people. Lots of people are going to be flirting with you, and you're going to be flirting a lot. And that in itself is going to be so good for you because it's going to motivate you in so many different ways, and it's going to boost your confidence. But there is one particular person in particular you're going to meet this week. It's not going to happen straight away, you know, kissy, but it's going to be one step at a time, and this person is going to return. It's going to be an important stage, an important meaning when somebody's about to walk into your life, my gorgeous single Pisces, and this person is going to be an integral person in your life later on, and it's going to change absolutely everything. Prepare to be swept off your feet, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all. I love you. 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 I love all of you, okay? I'm sending you brightest blessings, healing, lots of love and light. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you.